Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling
Hey,
Gab.
everybody.
It's Monday. That's Talitha. I am Travis, and it's time for Raw.
Yeah, it's time for Raw.
Raw.
Yep. I'm Talitha. Yes, that's who I is. Anyways, Walter will be back later, but he was in here for just a minute. Film is in the chat. Josh McManus is with us. Robert Warney tonight. Jacob Hajin is also with us tonight. We also have Monday Night Football on tonight, guys. Looks like it's got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the New Orleans Saints. Ooh. And it's Ayla is in the chat as well. Hey, Ayla. Film is saying, let's just say this is going to be a fun Monday Night Raw, if you know what I mean. With a creepy face.
Jaffil.
Film is seeing Travis, big hugs, big heart to you guys. Josh McManus says, hey, everyone. Film says, ha, ha, ha. This is going to be a good one, I guarantee you. Robert says, hey, y'all. Jacob says, hey, Film. Josh says, hi, Daphne and Travis.
Fireworks display. That's probably 10 grand right there.
Right. Film's like, hey, Jacob, good to see you, man. Ayla says, hi, Dalitha and Travis. Robert says, I was at work thinking about wrestling. I can't wait. Well, good thing you can't wait, because it is a Monday, and it's happening.
Yeah, and we're on our way we're basically on the road to WrestleMania.
Road to Rhodes.
We're about 117 days away from WrestleMania.
That person had a poster that said,
The
Kiss
ones.
Cam, question mark. Got the Usos starting it out tonight. We the Ones, people.
Uso Penitentiary. Who's wrestling? Well, looks like the Usos. They're going to Street Profits? Do we already know who they're wrestling?
I can't remember.
Do we know?
I can't remember who they're supposed to wrestle. I know
Do
they
I have
talked
the
about it on
knowledge and I
Friday.
forgot about it?
Yes,
Happens.
it does. Chris
Uso.
Akane's in the chat. Hey, Chris says, hey, Travis and Dee. Josh is like, boo, who's cares go New Orleans? What? Who cares what? Film's like, can't wait to see some really, really stuff. Armpits talking. No.
Yeah.
Chris says, apparently Verlander is in Met now.
Oh, did he sign? I saw that JaGrom signed with Texas. He wanted to go back home because he was going to sign with the Mets.
Yeah.
But that's okay. The Mets are usually pretty good with these old guys. They'll get hurt next year and be over anyways. But is Scherzer still on the Mets? Did he sign a 2-year deal last year, 3-year deal? I noticed he was on the Mets this year.
Good question. Chris, answer away, my friend.
Old people.
Ayla says, so Miss D, do you prefer Dalitha, Daphne, Dee, or Jessica? Jeff. I prefer Jeff. Sophie says, hi, guess who is on their way back to the WWE? Yeah, Sophie, that's all the rumors we've heard too. That it's going to happen at some point.
Oh, it's against Riddle and Elias.
Ooh, those two. You're going to pay for that one, dog.
That was Sandy.
I know, he sounds so dumb. Chris says, scissoring cam? No, it was kissing. Josh says, Matt and Eltz. Matt and Elias. Got it. Yep, we just figured that out too. Because of earlier today.
The Uso Penitentiary. Old Andy Dalton.
Oh, man. He got his
Old
bum
Dalton.
beat.
Isn't that the guy on Roadhouse? Dalton?
Yes. Yes, that is his name. One of them. Sophie's like, December 26th, if they do a best of show, do they have enough time to fill the 3 hours? I'm
Well,
sure
of course they do.
They'll find lots of best of show stuff that's not best of show. Yeah.
It'll be all Triple H's returns.
Right.
The whole show.
The best of show.
Here's Tegan Knox coming back.
Look, Tegan Knox is
Notice
back.
the 3 people in the crowd that gave a shit. These 3 here.
These 3, we're only going to show them.
We'll circle them. They're over here.
This area.
There's 2 over here. There was 5 in the stadium.
Ayla says, I also prefer Jeff, right? Chris says, yeah, DeGrom is a Ranger. As an Astros fan, they don't bother me because they ain't the Cowgirls. Yeah, Scherzer is still a Met.
Yep. So they're just going to have a whole bunch of old people.
That's
That's a pretty good rotation, though. You know, they teamed up in Detroit, and they never won a World Series. I don't even think they went to the World Series, and they had those 2. Both have been World Series MVPs, I believe. I don't know if Verlander has, but Scherzer has.
Nice. It was like, I just like that. It's me, Jessica. I'm in here. Me too. Chris says Trey Turner is also signed 11-year deal with the Phillies.
Damn. Maybe Los Angeles is going to bring up Matt Bush. I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
He's pretty damn good. He's they're one of their top prospects. Actually, is their top
Who was
prospect.
it that you were hoping that your Giants wouldn't pick up then?
Aaron Judge.
Oh, is he still out there then?
Yeah, I'm assuming he is. I haven't heard anything. As of Saturday, I didn't hear anything.
Sophie says Drew won't be wrestling on Friday. He is medically disqualified.
He's got a disqualification.
For medical
reasons.
His mental issues. Josh McManus says Patrick Swayze's name was Dalton.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Want the smoke.
Josh also says, yes, they did. Who is they? Oh, you're talking about baseball stuff, maybe? Or are you talking about the wrestling stuff? So many
Trey
things
Turner,
happen.
That's crazy that he's signed with the Phillies. That's a lot of probably a shit ton of money. What, $300 million?
Oh, that's a lot. It's so crazy. And it's probably like a really short contract, too.
You just read it to me. You're
Oh,
one
the
that told me it was
11-year
11
one?
years.
Oh, well, that's a long contract for that much. I guess that's not too
Still
bad.
over $30 million a year.
Ayla, God, I love you sometimes. You crack me up. Chris says, oh, well, I love you all the time, but sometimes I love you more. Chris says, oh, Judge probably will go to the Blue Jays. Oh, jeez.
That would be hilarious.
Devin Rice is in the
Give him
chat. Hey,
Vlad
Devin
Jr.
says, hi, guys. That's terrible. The Blue Jays aren't very good.
They'll be okay. They got Vlad Jr. He's one of the best hitters, young hitters in the game.
It's all
certified
just,
youth
oh,
all
Lord. Oh, jeez Louise.
He ain't Uzi.
Hey, I guess he is the enforcer. You kept saying he was like the enforcer.
Right.
And now they absolutely told you that that's what's happening. Anyways, hi, Devin. Thanks for being in the chat with us. Ayla says medically disqualified equals handicap. Yes, exactly. Drew is now handicap. Josh says Justin and Max has won
Uzi.
World Series with Detroit. Justin and Max have won World Series with Detroit.
Well, appearance? I don't think they won a World Series in Detroit, did they? I don't think Detroit's won a World Series, did they? I'm trying to think.
When did they win a World Series lately? Like, I don't
Well, it would have been
them.
like in like 10. Well, it couldn't have been in 10 or 12 or 14 because that was the Giants. And then Kansas City won it in 13 or 15. Huh. I did not know.
So they attacked Elias, and he's done. So they're like, there's not going to be a match. And Riddle's like, I found me a partner. It's fine.
It's going to be Kevin Owens.
Oh, it's Kevin.
You know
Yeah,
it.
you know him.
Figured it would be KO.
Luke is in the chat. Hey, Luke. Good to see you out there. Hope everything's going well at home. Ayla says, does he get a blue sticker? It doesn't count if he don't get a blue sticker. He is a blue sticker all the way around, Ayla. He's just handicapped. Josh says, yes, did. It's before they went different ways.
Oh, I did not know that.
Devin says, I bet Randy Orton will return tonight to be Matt Riddle's mystery partner.
I mean, I probably did.
Devin,
I don't remember
I think
them
you just
winning,
lost your
though.
bet, sweetie. You lost. It's Kevin Owens. Randy Orton's not going to be returning anytime soon, and maybe not at all, everybody. For real, he did have a back injury that he had some surgery done for, and I guess it was kind of more major than they thought.
Yeah, they had to do a fusion in his lower back.
So it might take him a little bit longer to come back than just like
It's official.
an
Match has
average
started.
one.
Kevin Owens is starting it out with Jay or Jimmy?
Did they throw a chair? I feel like they have to throw
Jay.
chairs
Looks like Jay Uso.
in order for it to be official.
Jimmy's on the outside. Make it official. Throw a chair.
Luke's like, hi, Ayla. And then Ayla's like, I saw that first one. What was it, Ayla? Tell me. I didn't catch it. Chris says, yeah, the Tigers won in 09 or 12. Not 12.
Couldn't have been 12.
They didn't win in 12. The Giants won in 12.
They won in 10, 12, and 14.
Mm-hmm. Luke says, I'm okay. A little sleep deprived, but we are okay. Okay, good. Good to hear everybody's doing okay over there. All the animals are doing okay too, not just the humans. My first question was about humans. Second's about the animals. Luke's like, hello. Ayla and Josh says he's coming back at the Rumble.
We'll see.
You guys,
I love the booking.
I mean, it's great to think that he'd be able to come back and he could, like, totally, like, get better that quick. But, guys, in a reality world, I just don't see it happening.
I think it'll be cool if he ever comes back.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, it'll be really awesome if he does come back. I just don't know if he will. I mean, yeah, that kind of stuff is crazy. Let's see. Devin says, no. Does that mean Randy Orton will retire? You know, Devin, it could be a possibility if he's not able to. Literally, he'll have to be medically cleared. And if he isn't medically cleared, or maybe he doesn't feel safe to do wrestling with people. Because no matter sometimes how careful people are, you know, there are things that can happen, right? We know that in wrestling. And so you want to make sure you're safe. He does have a family and kids, little kids. It's not like all of his kids are grown up and out. You know, he has little kids at home and
he got kids.
He got kids, you know. He's got to make sure his family's safe too and good. So, Film's got weird face. And then Ayla says Luke is rude and hates me, but he only tells me in these odd passive-aggressive games ways. Oh, yeah. Is that what he said, Ayla? That's nice. Looks like everything living is okay. I'm just a little delirious. Oh, yeah? Sleep deprived, huh? Yeah, I'll do it to you. Oh, Travis. Sleep deprivation seems like a huge thing lately. Josh McManus says, hi, Ayla. Film's smiling, and Ayla says, didn't eat your cow yet. Looks like, Ayla, you need to share those seemingly awesome drugs you're always on. Josh says, he's same age as me. Randy is only 42. That I understand his age, but...
And he's in hella shape.
He's in great shape.
He just got
and
bad
he plays
bones.
a sport, basically, even if it's for entertainment, that is hard on your body. And I'll say it every time. No matter what sport you're in, you are old at 40.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good your body looks. You're old.
Unless you're Tom Brady.
Your body is old. You're old. And things can go wrong real fast, real quick. It only takes one thing to happen and you're out forever. And, you know, and that might be where he's at. We don't want that to happen. Of course not. We want him to be, you know, Randy Orton and forever be the antagonist and come back and be as strong as ever. But
legend killer.
That might not be what happens. So we'll just keep a watch and see what, you know, watch the long game for him, right? Let's see. Ayla says, hi, Joss. What up, Thug Life? Chris says Randy Orton should definitely be a manager if he can't wrestle, or a GM of SmackDown like Daniel Bryan and Paige were. I mean, I'm sure he'll probably be hopefully involved in WWE somehow, right?
Some sort of storylines.
Mm-hmm. Vindicator is in the chat now. Hey, Vin says, hey, hi, smiling, waving. Josh says, not much. Ayla. Film says, I'm super excited. I just can't hide it. I am happy and filled with so much joy. Ayla's like, no, Luke, it's not drugs. It's medically mental disqualified. Looks like Ayla. Josh says, I forgot to ask Sting or Ric Flair. Huh.
Woo.
Yeah. I mean, granted, they came back and did stuff, but people have to be very careful with them. If you ever notice
Sting.
In Sting's combat, you know, his stuff that he does in AEW, they make sure that they have him with wrestlers that can handle not hurting him. They know what they're doing, and they're very careful or really strong.
And they take their time.
If you just watch those matches and critique every action the other wrestler does with him, you'll see it. And that's what you want, right? You want him to be careful because, you don't want him to get hurt because it could end his life or completely put him in a wheelchair. That's the kind of shit you got to be careful with. Like, that could happen to Paige. Like, everybody's, like, so excited to see her back. Oh, she's wrestling again. She's medically cleared by AEW doctors. Those other doctors in WWE didn't know shit. And it's like, they probably know shit. And she ain't listening to people, and one wrong move by the wrong wrestler. And if you notice, they'll keep her probably away from those people. Athena, she'll never wrestle
Britt
her.
Baker the other day won, and we haven't seen her since. That was 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
That's weird that they wouldn't have her back on TV immediately.
Yeah.
But at least for a minute. She don't have to wrestle.
Exactly. Like, she could just have a talking spot or something. Are you talking about Britt or Paige?
Paige.
Yeah. I don't know why she wasn't back, so.
Soraya, or whatever her name is.
Soraya.
So, Sasha Banks posted on Twitter today that she just finished a major movie.
Right.
So we
a
might be
major
seeing her
movie.
soon.
Psh, a major movie, my ass. It's probably a D-list movie.
Although I did see Jade Cargill said that she did an animated voice for a movie that's coming out soon, but she didn't release what it was.
Jade? Oh, that's cool. Good for her. Chris says, plus Orton could still do a punk kick every once in a while if he became a manager because that finisher doesn't require much to do.
Right? Yeah, lower back stuff maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure his back's going to be fine, to do little things. Just not be able to compete 300 days a year.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be doing some of the moves that he normally has done in the past. Looks like Tom Brady is old. His ego has just convinced him he's forever 22.
It's his diet.
His diet's convinced him that he is that. Let's see, Devin says, is this the first time Randy Orton has been in this pain before, like he is right now?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever hurt his back like this before. I know he was nursing an injury through the pandemic.
For months, yeah, like a year, almost a year he nursed that injury. Off and on had problems.
This one, but I know he had an injury at that time. But they needed him. I mean, they needed somebody to carry the company, and a lot of people weren't working. Like Sami Zayn wasn't working. Remember, he stayed home.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he did. He did stay home.
I don't know if he had to or if he chose to.
Daz says, do you think Seth will win tonight?
Seth always wins.
You think he's going to win and get that title back?
I don't know. I didn't know he was wrestling for the title.
I'm guessing that's what they're talking about, him winning. Why else would he win?
Why wouldn't he?
Why else would it make a difference if he won?
Seth wins. Will he win a title? No.
Devin says, Daz, who is he facing against? Chris says, plus Paige has huge tits now.
Yeah, she didn't have those before, so that's a lot more pressure on her lower back.
It's like, do you have huge ones too, Chris? Daz says, theory, Devin Rice. And Devin says, for WWE United States Championship. Chris says, yes, LOL. And Aile's like, nice. Daz is like, yes, Devin. And Film says, oh boy.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how that match is going to turn out because I don't see Seth losing, but I also don't see
Theory losing the title yet.
So.
Film says, oh boy, I don't know if I can contain myself. Really excited. Chris says, I'm saying because that should strain her back as well.
Yeah.
It can strain your
back.
Got
a neck issue, not
it's more of a neck and a shoulder problem more so than a back issue. So in all reality, it probably wasn't good for her to do that with the injury she has to her neck.
Titties.
Getting big old titties. Yeah.
Don't ever tell a woman they can't get big old titties.
They'll just do it anyways. It doesn't matter what you tell them.
I don't want to never see it. I don't want to live in
There's
that
a flag
world.
on the play.
I don't want to live in that world where there's no boobs.
Oh my god, he totally ripped that guy's jersey.
Gage
like
Jr.
off of him. Like ripped it off of him.
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it. How do you know?
Who needs a jersey? Put a jersey on. Those Saints jerseys are hideous. Those look like the ones from like the 80s that they used to wear.
Who's? Saints or?
Yeah.
Oh. Sometimes they do really weird throwbacks every once in a while.
I've noticed that some teams have a different helmet or different uniform every week.
Yeah.
The Bears had uniforms on a couple weeks ago. I had to literally text Danny and be like, what the fuck is this?
I know you showed me. It was really
I think
bad.
they were wearing white or something.
Oh my God, it was terrible. I was like, who is that? I didn't even know who they were. Ah. Devin says, I think it will be a no contest with Seth versus Theory for WWE United States Championship. Daz says, who do you think will be the legends at the Rumble?
I don't know.
I hadn't even contemplated that. I think we know one person that's going to be in the Rumble, Kofi.
Yeah, Kofi's the only guaranteed person.
I know for sure he's going to be there. He could be a legend, I guess.
We might see Ezekiel after Elias got hurt tonight.
Jesus. It was like I was just saying because Chris seems like the type that he would have huge knockers as well. Probably. That's funny. Your dog pooped in the pool. Why would your dog poop in the pool? Did it just go there and poop?
He probably was swimming and just shit, so.
You think?
I don't know. I wasn't there. Carson Daly was literally the future of television at one time in my life. And to see him on this show just makes me like go, what the fuck happened there? Exactly. What the fuck? Word for word.
That's what What's-His-Face wants to say, but he can't. Word for word can't say that. Vindicator says,
Riddle's
so
out
it will
there.
be interesting to see if Bianca appears at all tonight to feud with Bailey, since she just won a fitness competition over the weekend, which is all over the internet now.
Yeah. That's why she's all ripped when we saw her at that
Yeah, I'd noticed it the last
Hell in
few
a
times
Cell
we'd seen her, and I
event.
was like, damn, she's getting all
War
sorts of
Games. Her
muscly.
abs were ripped
Uh-huh.
at War Games. I was like, damn. And now we found out why. She's juicing.
She is.
Just kidding.
Juicing and doing fitness competitions. It was like huge big ones, like other small ones would orbit around his. Probably. Vindicator's like, she just keeps on winning. It was like, you're a winner too, Vin. Bolster his confidence, Ayla.
We might not see her, and the other reason is because we're going to have 2 triple threat matches tonight, and the winner of those 2 triple threat matches are going to wrestle next week, and the winner of that will wrestle Bianca at the Royal Rumble.
You might see her in talking.
You could.
She might come out and talk at us. They usually try to do that, right?
I mean, if you're looking that good, you might as well be on TV as much as you possibly can. That's how I think of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because she's not going to be ripped like that forever.
She can't. She can't keep that up.
Well, not if they ever want to have babies. And I'm assuming they were going to want to have babies.
Maybe she already has babies.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. Maybe they already have kids. I have no idea, actually.
Solo gets taken out by Riddle. Big thrust kick by Sammy. There are all sorts of chaos going on the outside.
He's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching him.
Riddle wasn't paying attention to what was happening.
The ref's getting all mad at Sammy. Silly.
Thrust kick, another one. Picks him up. There it is. 3D. Ring the bell. 14 minutes, 5 seconds.
It didn't take much. And they did Riddle. That's pretty funny.
Well, yeah,
How'd they
he's
get
a
rid of
jobber
Kevin
now.
Owens? Where'd he go? How'd they kill him?
You know, and I don't hate it.
That he's being used as a
Yeah,
jobber
that
now?
they're just... I mean, he has nothing without Randy. And now Randy's gone. They're like, you got to just go out there and wrestle, dude.
Where the hell did Kevin go?
He just got thrust kicked.
Huh?
One and done.
I'm surprised the ref even saw them tag each other. I guess he might have seen him before he talked to Sammy. Ew, beat him up. Kick him.
It's the final beatdown.
Kill him. Murder. Why do they have floppy things hanging off of there?
Kevin Owens.
Hey, it is official.
Now it's official.
Now it's official. There's a chair involved. Feels like that. Vindicator says, "What prize will you give me, Ayla?" She's like, "I will give you I will not give you anything." What? Come on. Give him an eclair. Quilly B is in the chat. Hey, Quilly
Hey,
says,
Quilly.
"Did you break the code? 12, 12, 22. He's coming." And Vindicator's like, "He already came."
Twice.
Who's coming tonight?
Solo.
Again?
The Samoan Spike.
Hey, the Enforcer.
The Samoan Spike.
What's wrong with his thumb?
He got him with the Samoan Spike. It's a move.
Oh, I know, but why
Maybe
does
he
his thumb...
has it taped straight so he can do the Samoan Spike.
That's weird. He's very angry.
Oh, look at that. He's trying to do his daddy's move. The stink face.
He needs a bigger butt. It's not as
You know,
big.
his dad's wasn't that big when he first started either, so he's going to grow into that huge ass
Yeah,
that his
that's
dad
good.
had. Uh-oh, Concerta?
He's really angry, isn't he?
Well, nobody likes man.
Solo's
sure he
like,
has
"I'll take care
something.
of your ass."
It's for all the kids watching at home. Don't do weed.
Ayla's like, "Duluth, you give him something." Okay.
Give him some.
Pair of hot pads, Vin. You want a pair of hot pads? I crochet them myself. That could be your prize.
Look at Riddle's face. He's going to get stank face with the chair
Oh,
to the butt.
oh. His neck's going to get broken. Maybe Randy Orton will come save him.
Get him, Solo.
Oh, there it is. Oh,
It's for all the pot smokers.
oh, poor Matt Riddle. He's probably going to be out of the game for a minute with his neck injury. He's like, "I need a break from this, so I'm going to...
Looks like she's holding still for a minute.
Hey.
Sexy up.
It's like, "Paint me like one of your French ladies, Jack." Let's see, Vinegar says, "But you know, Travis, I bet the geek haters out there will say Bianca only did that contest as a dig at Jade."
Oh, Lord.
They're so petty like that. If anything, she would do it as a dig at, like, Peyton Royce and
Bliss used to do
Bliss,
it.
because she used to do that stuff, and they could be all like, "See, I can do it even better than her," kind of crap. I mean,
And she's older than Bliss. And
so
Bliss gave up on that stuff.
yeah. So I mean, if anything, that would be the people that would get all upset about it. I don't think
but
Jade would.
He's talking about just fans.
Oh,
And I think that has a little bit more to do with skin color than anything else.
oh,
Compare them.
Travis.
Compare them because they look the same or whatever.
Oh, do they? That's funny.
Jesus.
They look a lot alike. They could be sisters.
There is a new show coming out, or a movie coming out on Netflix in January that I definitely want to watch.
Okay. You want to watch a Netflix show? What's
It's
wrong
called
with
You People.
You people.
And it's Eddie Murphy
Oh.
and a girl. And
Oh, is it going to be him like being funny like he used to be, or is it like
Yes.
Disney funny?
probably funny like he used to be. Because he's with his wife, and he's got a daughter.
Okay.
And the guy from, God, what's his fucking name? 21 Jump Street. He used to be fat.
He still kind of is. Sometimes just depends. But yeah, I can't remember his name
Anyways,
off the top of my head right
he's
now.
got long hair,
Oh,
longer
God.
hair, and a beard. He actually looks really good. He looks like a normal human.
Huh.
And he's meeting with them at dinner,
Oh, God.
and he's dating their daughter. He wants to marry her. And Eddie's like, "So you always come to the hood for the food and our women?" And he's like, and he's trying to talk himself out of it, but he's just digging a deeper hole. Anyways, it's called You People.
That's funny. Vindicator's like, "I didn't know about Peyton, but Bliss probably encouraged Esther." I mean, I guess. Yeah, Peyton, she actually did that
Not too long ago, about a year ago.
before she was gone from WWE. She actually did it while she was still with WWE. But she was split up. She wasn't in the tag team anymore. It was when she was doing the singles wrestler thing that was all dumb. But that's when she was doing it. And she won a couple little prizes and stuff like that in her category. She did good. It says, "I might have some old shoes. Want those?" Ravi says, "Yo, big up to the best."
Ayla
the
and her
best.
foot fetishes.
I know, right? She's like, "Have my shoes." Foot
Do
fetish.
they have a smell to them?
Do they have a smell to them?
I saw that on that Modern
Family. His
She's all
sister
selling her shoes.
selling her shoes on OnlyFans or the internet or whatever.
Back then it was probably eBay, but
Yeah.
people were like, "Are they used?"
Are they used?
What?
Do they smell? Did you just wear them? Don't you have something else? Don't you wear others? Other times.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Still my favorite line ever.
That and he's a dude playing a dude.
Disguised.
This is another dude. That was good too.
Robert Downey Jr. is the shit.
Anyways, Robbie says, "Yo, big up the best two some from across the pond." Whew, that was hard to say. Thanks, Robbie. Glad to see you in the chat tonight. Luke says, Dalitha, if you haven't yet, you need to watch the Wednesday show on Netflix. It's so good. Yeah, I've heard that it is. I've heard really good reviews on it, so I might have to watch it. Vindicator says, hope Rafi doesn't see Esther pictures, though he would lose his mind in a fit of UK rage. Ravi's like, she's having a kid, ain't she? Peyton, yes. Yes, she is having a kid. It was like, smell them. I don't want to smell your yucky shoes. Chris was like, Quilly B, Y2J, save us Chris Jericho, laughing. And Robbie says, Vin, Esta is a bozo like Ayla. Oh, that's sweet. Vindicator says, Ayla, I would use your shoes to keep a barrel fire going for the hobos jingling Christmas bells around the supermarkets. Are you talking about the Salvation Army people? That don't say Merry Christmas or anything to you anymore? It's fucking creepy, dude. They're just out there jingling their bells over their little red things, their little red buckets. Most of the time, most of them are like, Merry Christmas! Happy Holidays! Merry Christmas!
Now they're all this angry.
Now the guy that was I had to go do a couple of things for work today, so I ended up going to like Walmart to see if they had something. And the guy was out there, but he didn't say anything, and I was just like, that's fucking weird. It was like Bullet Train was actually good. I liked it.
That's Brad Pitt. I wouldn't expect anything less.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Chris says, yes, shove them bells down the Salvation Army throat.
My screws must have just came.
Was that the doorbell?
No, it was Voldemort's like yellow disc.
Oh. Notification.
They're gonna be calling me mama.
Your stupid screws that were technically in our city like Sunday, and didn't get done.
I guess. I mean, it might not be them.
Oh, it could be. Oh, I see. It's probably them. They were here. They should be here before tomorrow.
It could just be a notification of a book I might like.
Nope, it says they're delivered. It was left near the front door of your porch. So they're probably not going to be there.
Somebody's pirates my screws. I'm pissed.
I'd be so mad.
Like $6
like
screws.
The only time we ever get something stolen from our porch is screws. That you've been trying to like get for like a week now. Which is even more hilarious. That not only did you try to get them from a store by your sister, but you also ordered them. Then they'd get stolen because she got all the wrong ones. So it'd just be a slap in the face of, just be like, I'm done. I'm so done. And done with this. Vindicator's like, yeah, I kind of feel bad for them. I shouldn't say hobos. But yeah, those bells are still annoying.
What's wrong with the word hobo? I call them bums.
So they're probably not homeless people, guys, or hobos, or bums. They're probably people who volunteered, which is good.
Talking about a dumpster fire, like they start a fire in a bin.
Okay, I know what you're talking about in the barrel fire.
And they're just doing
that
meth.
He's going to start for the hobos that are jingling the Christmas bells around the supermarkets. The people jingling the bells around the supermarkets are usually the Salvation Army people.
Right. And
they're getting donations to help the Salvation Army. They're usually not hobos. They're usually people who volunteer their time, or they actually get paid, one or the other. Anyway, Chris was like, wow, so Rhea is leader of Judgment Day? Sad.
Gotta have somebody lead it.
They couldn't have Edge do
They're not
it
gonna
because,
have
you know,
Dominic
it
do
didn't
it.
work out so good.
Hey, there's Tamina.
Hey, it's their JBL's poker
Hey,
invitation.
look who's back
There's a
there.
lot of them. Ugh.
Esther Gable. Shoosh! Tazal with his blonde hair.
I guess Dominic decided to be back there instead of with Judgment Day.
He was just with them.
Oh, was he? How did he get there so fast?
It's probably pre-recorded.
Oh, that's dumb. You guys doing some sketchy shit.
Tazal, what? Nobody likes you.
Robbie says, who is in Bullet Train? I don't know. You'll have to ask Ayla. Ayla says, I'm going to come get those screws. Do it, bitch. Come get them. Do you even have a car that works so you can? Chris says, yeah, them bums. Ayla's like, I don't know, a bunch of UK actors or something. Robbie's like, you need screws because you have some loose in your head.
That's what I need them for.
It's true, but not really. It's
Shit
for a
falling
small
off.
TV.
It's a big TV when you're right in front of it.
It is huge.
I ended up pushing it up against the wall, so it's kind of crooked, but it's
I was like, how on earth can you even see that when you're walking?
You can't. I have to like almost fall off the back of the treadmill.
Chris says now they disguise themselves as Salvation Army people. Phil's like, hello, my sweet mommy, Rhea. Oh, God. Ravi's like, LOL, that narrows it down, Ayla. You wouldn't be good at the game, guess who? It was like, yeah, it was in our transmission. It was the fluid.
He brought all that cash.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you just were missing some fluid in your transmission. It's probably a good thing to check all that stuff. You know, when you have vehicles.
Dexter Lumis brought out some money. Oh, it's Bailey and the Riff Raff.
He came in with money, but he doesn't say anything. Ew, Spaghetti Guy was there too. Gross.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Or is it Bailey by herself?
It was like, hey, Ravi, Google it. And Ravi's like, nah, Ayla.
Oh, this is that first of the women's match.
Bullet Train. Is that the one with Brad Pitt, Ayla?
Literally, I said it had to be a good movie. It's got Brad Pitt in it.
Okay. It is that one then.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's in there that's funny as hell? Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is in that fucking movie.
Is he?
Yes, he is one of the assassin people in that movie. So it's probably not any good because
So
Ayla liked
Bailey's
it.
is that with Nikki? Is she with Nikki and the and Bliss? I know there's two different brackets.
I don't know. Did they show a bracket?
They might have earlier.
I didn't see anything, but I wasn't watching the whole time.
We're probably going to go to a commercial before they bring anybody else out.
It was like, hey, Robbie, Google it. Robbie's like, nah, Ayla, haha.
Because Asuka's with Rhea
Mm-hmm.
in her end of the bracket. So if Asuka or Rhea come out next, then it's that bracket. If it's this one.
It's Becky.
Oh,
Santa
it
Claus
is
is in
Becky.
the chat. Hey, Santa. Says hello. Ho, ho, ho.
So Becky is in this one. Is she not going to come out to music?
Can't call you pal anymore.
She lose her mic?
Becky, Becky, Becky.
She's like, it worked for me before coming through the crowd, but I was all bloody, but whatever.
It says, I mean, and a leak in our radiator. Ooh, a leak in the radiator. It was like, yeah, Brad Pitt, it's funny. I enjoyed it. It was like, you spelled ho wrong. You're missing an E. Chris says Santa with the hose. And Film's like, I'll have mercy. I'm about to bust. Oh, great. Film's like, what time is it? Looks like it's people time.
I think this is the one with Rhea. Because I think Becky's in the other bracket. A lot of duty.
She's a duty indeed. What a duty. Chris was like, two-timing Bex. Ravi's like, how good would you say the post-baby Becky is? She might actually be better than pre-baby Becky.
Possibly.
In the sense of her body.
Yeah, she's thinner.
Like, she's done something or changed something. And so, it don't matter. Yeah, pass. Film's like, it's armpit time. There's no armpits at all, dude. Everybody has jackets on. Chris is like, Becky, busy giving Becky to everyone in the crowd. And Pico's in the chat. Hey, Picola, good to see you in here tonight.
Woo!
He's like, hey, Gabagoos, I power napped. That's always a good thing.
I love power naps.
Do some power napping. Hassan Terrell is also in the chat. Hey, Hassan says, hi there. Happy holidays, guys. Well, thank you very much, Hassan. Well, as it should be.
And she's the best in the company, so I'm going to say yes.
I thought it was supposed to be that way, right? It's Becky. Who would? Robbie's like, snap, Picola. I too had a power nap. Robbie, it makes sense you would have a power nap. You're like up
TCU's
at
in the
1 a.m.
in the playoff.
College football playoff semifinals. Ohio State, TCU.
They couldn't find a better team than TCU.
They're like, nope.
Texas Christian.
Hassan says, how are you guys doing tonight? Doing pretty good, Hassan. How are you? Chris says the Becky agenda is still in effect. And Luke says, have you and Trav watched Cheers?
I have watched every episode of Cheers.
You know who Kirstie Alley is? Yes, we know who Kirstie Alley is. We've watched Cheers and Frasier.
She's not in that.
No, she's not. But we've watched both of those. Chris says, TCU, baby. And Ayla's like, what's Cheers? Never heard of that. Oh, Ayla, stop your lies. Beagle's like, yay, go Horn Frogs. Not. Hassan says, doing fine tonight. Well, good, Hassan. Glad to hear that. 2 champions and 1 loser. Looks like she just passed away. Her family just tweeted, I'm sad.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
What the fuck? Kirstie Alley is dead? No.
Dead today at the ripe old age of 47. No, she was older than that. She's in her 50s.
She's around John Travolta age, I guess.
All right, here comes Rhea Ripley. And then that means Asuka's coming out last.
She was 71.
Damn. That's too
Oh,
bad.
I guess she had cancer. I didn't realize she had cancer.
She's in a movie with the guy from Night Court.
Yes.
And
It's that weird, creepy movie, huh?
And they have, like, family move in. And she, like, wants them killed. She's a reporter. She's like, how do you get rid of this huge security guard? She's like, how do you get rid of headaches? And he's like, I find the source of the headache and I break its leg or something. She's like, hey, cut the camera. Hey, how much does something like that cost?
That's funny.
Because her, like, brother moved in or something.
Right. Like, we don't like her.
Dan Felding. That's the name of the attorney. That's not his real name, but that's how I know him. Dan Felding. On Night Court.
Yeah, I didn't realize that she had cancer.
I didn't realize she was in her 70s. Makes sense, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, never knew Fraser Crane before. Pico says, oh no, another childhood celeb died. Yep. Looks like she was 71. And Robbie's like, 71, that's young. And Chris says, Hassan, you wouldn't be posing as a famous influencer, LOL. Pico's like, a dude from Sesame Street passed away over the weekend.
There's dudes on Sesame Street?
I didn't know that. I don't really know a lot of the stuff from, like, the Muppets and Sesame Street. I didn't watch those.
Okay, those are 2 different things.
I know they are. But they're both puppets. Chris says Becky and Rhea look like they about to scissor. Gross. Robbie's like, Bailey, they need to stop making her sound like a brat, a spoilt one.
Definitely pretty European girls right there. A couple of them. Very European featured.
Oh, those 2?
Mm-hmm.
Becky and Rhea. definitely.
I mean, Rhea's face all fucked up, but she still got a pretty one under that.
Mm-hmm. Film says, oh, hold on, they're wearing jackets except for Rhea. She's good. Film's like, oh snap, are they about to? Oh, please start, cause dude, that's not gonna happen on wrestling.
What does Rhea have
Kissing.
on her shorts? Are those like little pickles or something?
On her shorts?
Yeah, they're little purple knives, pickles,
Eggplants. Gross.
eggplants. She got eggplants on her
She's
shorts.
got penises on her shorts. Robbie's like, Rhea gonna swallow her teeth. Luke says, I'm still sad the Green Ranger died last week. That show was huge when I was in middle school. Never watched the Power Rangers, so I wouldn't even know.
I said that I had never seen it, and then people told me that it came out when, after I would have been out of high school. And so I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. But I'm pretty sure Luke's the same age, so.
Yeah, he's like really close to
So
the
that
same
means
age.
it was on. So how the fuck was it on if I didn't know
It was on in the
I
early
knew
90s, I guess.
everything about TV at that time.
Vindicator is like, I think Becky makes Bailey nervous. Her promos are not very good when she is around, but Rhea versus Becky would be more interesting anyway, even though they wrestled once before.
And it can happen. We could see it. Like I said, this is a 3-on-3, so we got Asuka, Rhea, and Bailey going in this one. And then in the other one, it's Nikki ASH, Alexa, and Becky. And that's happening tonight also.
Oh, okay.
And then the two winners will wrestle each other next week, and then the winner of that will go on to wrestle Esther at the Royal Rumble. Now you know.
Now I know. It's good to know that I know.
Now you can repeat that over and over.
Over and over, repeating. Chris says, oh shit, oh Travis, I thought you said you would mess up her face. No. Rhea's. When you said her face was messed up. Robbie says, Sesame Street, I used
Are you being
rock.
a pervert? Like, is that like
My
sexual or
green.
is that like physical? I don't hit girls.
I think physical. Mess up her face. Anyways, Robbie says, Sesame Street, I used Rock My Green Bar and Ernie t-shirt in my 20s I got from a shop in London.
I have a shirt down that said I was raised in the street or by the street or whatever.
That's fine.
And it's Sesame Street.
Ayla says, I watched Power Rangers when I was a kid, but you were grown when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Looks like Power Rangers started in the U.S. in August of 93. So, yeah. So, that would be junior high. Pico's like, what's this tourney for? Yes, definitely. Ravi says Power Rangers was good when I was 7. Ayla's like, Travis, remember that Busting Loose Monster cartoon? I still have that, you on the poster from it. Grandma said it was yours.
It's funny.
Vinegar's like, so the way Travis broke it down, it sounds like an unofficial women's all-star tournament. Yes.
It is. There's 6 girls in it, but it's not necessarily a tournament. It's 2 3-ways. And then another match. So we're already in the semifinals right out of the gate.
Right? Like, they didn't even start anything. They're like, okay, here's the semifinals.
They could have done brackets like that, but the triple threat makes it so they can have somebody lose without losing. So Becky, I don't see Becky winning it, even though I don't see Becky losing it. So therefore, Nikki ASH can get pinned.
Okay, yeah.
Or submitted.
Right.
By Bliss.
Right.
If they're going to go that route. But I don't see Bliss winning it. But they have shown a little bit of hints with Bliss doing other things.
Right.
And then in this one's tough. The only person I can see actually losing this is Asuka. And Bailey can lose, I guess.
Yeah.
But Rhea and Becky would be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing Paul, it'll be Asuka and Nikki ASH winning, and they'll wrestle each other.
Yeah, it'll be weird. I was like, so do you, which one of your mates is wrestling next? I don't have any friends in this, so I couldn't tell you, buddy.
That's
You're
her
going to have
best
to
friend.
figure
She
it out.
loves Asuka.
Chris says
Don't
3
let her fool
ways,
you.
baby. Luke says I was actually starting sophomore year in September of 93. Beagle's like, I did not hop on the Power Rangers train, but I did know people who really enjoyed the Pink Ranger.
Yeah, mine was the next year.
Chris says Uncle Howdy abduct Bliss. Yeah, that says, I was learning ABCs in 93. I was 2.
I doubt you were learning anything.
Right. Looks like because Amy Jo Johnston, who played Pink Ranger, was amazing. Rise like D, did you buy anything new from WWE Shop? No. Vindicator's like, Travis, are you a fan of Boise State football and their blue-filled turf? LOL, I think they might play in the bowl game this year.
I played on that turf a couple times in high school. But, yeah, it's pretty fun, the Smurf turf.
Yes, as I love the Pink Ranger. I want to believe I was learning my ABCs. Isaac and Ayla, you still learning the ABC? They're trying to change the way the ABC song is sung. Yeah, it's stupid. Sophie says, how you liking Raw so far?
It's looking good. The view looks good right now. Got Rhea Ripley in there with Bailey. Asuka's up in there. Yeah, Asuka cheated with her mist. Was it green? I thought it was blue or something.
So her mist before was green. And then this last time when she did it in that War Games, it was like a blue color.
Right, that's what they just said. The green mist.
Yeah.
Or Rhea would have won it, the War Games.
Yeah, it was like more blue than green, though. It was like, Ravi, go put your straight jacket back on. Ravi's like, see, D, your mate Asuka's on. Sweet. Chris says, so is Rhea look like she has a diaper on like Ray?
No.
No?
She got a big old behind on her. It's pulling out Jeeps out of ditches in snowstorms. That's why Dominic keeps her around.
Right? So it says Jason David Frank died because of suicide. It was revealed this past weekend.
Is that the Power Ranger guy?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's the Power Ranger guy. Pico says probably the same ones who remade woke Looney Tunes. Probably. Chris says, who was it on Friday that had a diaper on? Was it Zelina? No. It wasn't. It was Emma.
Oh, God.
Emma had a diaper on. Her pants were so far up, and then it was just weird. Her bottom half of her outfit was awful. It was terrible.
I think you got to throw a flag for pass interference right there.
Pass interference with a flag.
But
no flag. Jerks. Robbie says, Travis said you were a big fan. Travis talks a lot of crap.
You are a
Sophie
fan of
says
Asuka.
they keep teasing Rhea versus Becky, so we know we are going to see that match. It was like woke Looney Tunes. Sophie's like, one of the guys from Sesame Street died yesterday. Bob.
What
yeah,
guy
Piccolo was telling us that.
Cool. Who was it?
Who's the dude? I don't know a guy from Sesame Street. He's like a human.
The only guy I can remember on Sesame Street was the black guy, and he was in Star Wars or Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
Lamar?
Yeah. Something, yeah.
Reading Rainbow guy?
Yeah,
right?
Reading Rainbow guy.
I grew up with him. That dude was my heart and soul. Like, when he was trying out for that Jeopardy, I was like, yeah, he should win.
He should. He can read.
It's not about reading. But yeah, Reading Rainbow. Hello.
Hello.
You taught us how to read when we were here at grade school.
Robbie says, Ayla, can you help me to put it on? LOL then. Ew.
I was watching Reading Rainbow when the Challenger blew up.
Oh.
Because we were watching it, and then we had to watch that because there was a school teacher going up in space. So everybody in grade school had to watch it.
Huh.
And so we all sat around TVs, and it blew up. So every kid our age watched that.
Mm-hmm.
In the whole country. Well, I don't know about. Well, yeah, because it would have been later in the East Coast.
You know what? I don't remember that.
It was huge. It was such a big deal.
Like I do not remember them making us watch it.
Everybody was like crying.
I don't remember anything about it. Like not even a little bit. Is not anything that I remember from like school, childhood, nothing. That's funny. It's weird.
You don't remember the Challenger disaster?
I don't remember watching anything about it. I mean, I know about it, learned about it, informational wise, but I don't remember it. Pickle says, yeah, Bugs is not funny and he recycles. What a loser. His name is Bob. Vindicator says, so overall, whose women's matches have been better lately? WWE or AEW?
WWE.
Chris says, oh yeah, Emma, LOL, forgot. Pickle says his name is Bob. It was like, no, ask the nice people that work where you live. Just approach slowly and non-aggressively. I was like, I remember the Cookie Monster. Sophie says he was 90 years old. It was like, oh no, only freaks recycle. That's not an excuse, Sophie. 90 is nothing.
There was an old person on Sesame Street.
Like he was an older gentleman?
Is this a Muppet handler that we don't know, or is this somebody that was on there?
Like, was it a human person, or was he like a puppet handler? You guys are not giving us very good information to understand. This is getting obnoxious.
Details.
I'm starting to get upset.
I know there was a guy that always would count the vampire one, whatever his name, the Count.
Yeah.
He'd count. He was like younger.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't.
He was like count, like 1, 2, 3,
Exactly.
It's almost perfect. Robbie says, Ayla, say you want to pollute the world? Yes, actually. I think that's a great idea. Piccolo's like the Challenger. Ouch. Films like, oh, Rhea, you stop it, you naughty lady with your stuff. Sophie's like, he was the one you always see when the episode of Sesame Street opens.
What the fuck? Obviously, you don't remember. I thought that was Big Birds. So.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, I remember Sesame Street, but you guys got to remember that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
I was watching that
I
shit.
didn't watch it. I didn't even watch it, so I have no idea. The reason why I know like the count thing is because I've seen like little shorts of it and stuff here and there in my life. Film says, wow, that was hot. And Ayla's like, obviously, Ravi, that's not a real thing. Pollution, conspiracy theory. Films like Monsieur and Travis, that was a bonus. Did you guys see that? Or what I was awesome and it was hot, but most importantly, awesome? Yeah, no, dude. I'm not watching what you're watching. I'm watching women wrestling. I'm not watching for their armpits, sweetheart.
And football.
Piccolo says he was the main white guy named Bob.
I don't remember. I'll have to look at an episode.
You guys are so not helpful, at all. I'm glad his name was fucking Bob. Good for Bob. I'm glad he's dead. Good.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm so glad he's dead now. Just glad he's dead.
Was he on it recently and then died, or has he been off of it for 20 years?
I get upset. I'm glad people are dead now. Good. Bastard should have died a long time ago. The hell was he thinking? Was he still on Sesame Street? Maybe they should just make him into a puppet. Just take his dead corpse and make him into a puppet.
Like a marionette. It's Bob!
Bob! Y'all remember Bob?
We just show him in the introduction.
He's still in the introduction. Oh boy.
Oscar clearing house.
Robbie says, oh, it is not Ayla. Ayla's like, you're upsetting. Delete that. Get your facts straight, people. So I was like, people knows more about it than me. Robbie's like, deal. That's an uncanny impression. I know. I was like, Robbie, yes, it is. It's a ridiculous saying it takes hundreds of days to get to the moon. Like, it's right there. I can see it. And if I can see it, I can touch it. It should only take like 20 minutes. It says also it's just like saying that the earth is round. That is unbelievably not true. You have seen outside. Have you seen outside? Jesus, you guys. Yeah, for the kick out. She almost got her victory. who looks like there were humans on Sesame Street that were regulars, but it's been so long I can't remember their names. But there was a Latino lady, African American dude, a Latino male, and some crazy white lady. One of the guys was named Gordon.
I remember the girl.
But there wasn't the white guy, Bob. We're missing him. Bob's not there. So it was like, and a white guy, Luke. Indicator's like, Bray Wyatt should be a guest host on Sesame Street, and Uncle Howdy will teach the kids all sorts of new letters and numbers. Jesus. Pickle's like, oh, we're all like referencing stuff at age 6. I just enjoyed drawing and tater tots.
Right.
Dude, I didn't even watch the shit, so I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Like, I half the time get Muppets and Sesame Street puppets mixed up. Like, is that one on that one, or is it on that one? I don't know. Yeah, that's how much I did watch
the
them.
Frog hanging out with
Maybe? Like, there are some...
It's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where they got Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny.
Right? Looks like Maria was a Latino lady, but I don't know a white guy named Bob. There was no white guy when I watched.
I don't remember Bob.
Robbie's like, Ayla, bring me back a souvenir from visiting the moon. And Sophie says, I haven't watched Sesame Street in a long time, so I don't remember that many things. And Ayla's like, no, Robbie. And Robbie is like, haha, that's too funny. Pico's like, pour some liquor and reminisce Bob, Christy, Jason, and the Green Ranger. Sophie says, Luke, like you always tell me, Google it. Robbie's like, hey, it's me, Bob. Although you might remember me from Sesame Street. Vindicator's like, y'all missed an Oscar botch. That's all right.
I'm not even watching, barely.
It happens a lot sometimes. Looks like, Sophie, I don't need to Google it. Not that important to me. It was like, how is not the most important thing in your life right now, Luke? Selfish. So it was like, someone else died this weekend from Twin Peaks.
I remember that show being on, but I've never seen it. I don't even know what it's about. Like a nighttime soap opera.
Robbie's like, Dee, what did you watch as a child? So my mom was this type of a parent who believed in teaching her children to go outside. So we went outside all the time. And I lived out in the boonies, the sticks, the country. And at that time, there was no such thing as like cable. And if you got satellite, it was like those huge satellite dishes and you paid a lot of money for that shit. We were not exceptionally, wealthy. So we didn't have anything like that. So we had rabbit ears and an antenna on top of the house. And I think we got like 3 channels.
An aerial.
And one of them didn't work very well, but 2 of them came in. One came in really well, and the other one kind of came in. So I didn't grow up with PBS. Because you can say whatever the fuck you guys want about PBS being everywhere. It ain't everywhere.
It's free. It
wasn't then.
It's still
it is
aerial.
now, and it's free. But not everywhere can you get it on an antenna at that time. Nowadays is a little different. But then you couldn't get it all the time. And so I never grew up with PBS. Never grew up with it. So what I did is I went to school, came home from school, and if we were lucky, we could watch some after school cartoons, which usually were Tom and Jerry, DuckTales, Looney Tunes, things like that, of that nature. So it was stuff like that.
Did you have like Inspector Gadget and those here?
Nope, I didn't have those because we didn't have that channel. They were on a certain channel. Like, I don't remember which one, like
Heathcliff.
8 or whatever. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who else. Garfield was on, but I don't know if it was after school. That was like Saturday morning.
Yeah. And then the one channel we got had different cartoons Saturday morning than the other channels,
Right.
So there were a lot of cartoons.
Ones were the best, the races.
The Hanna-Barbera, yeah. I got to watch a lot of those.
Yeah, I love the races.
Yeah, they're just... So, I mean, it was, like if we're talking Saturday cartoons, it was like He-Man and the original
He-Man.
Star Wars freaking one, the Ewoks cartoon.
Did you have the one with the Indian? This is Thunder. Oh, gosh, I can't remember what his name was. He was badass, Indian dude. I still love that one, but I can't remember what it's called.
A cartoon?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Nobody was home.
There wasn't a person home for that one. I don't know if she getting back up either.
Oh, missed with the kick. Belly to Bailey. No! Rolled through, too. Bailey kicks it.
Ooh. Looks like actually the Muppets would appear on Sesame Street from time to time. See? See? I wouldn't even know that. I just get it mixed up because I don't know them. Because, like, I remember a lot of SNL people and musicians who died. Sorry, Bob is low on Heaven's Gate. Right? I mean, I don't even know who the person is. I'm just like, who's Bob?
I remember Heaven's Game.
I remember that cult. I
Bailey
do too,
wins.
actually.
Bailey wins. Bailey wins.
Bailey won it. Damn. By pinning Asuka because Rhea hurt herself on the outside.
And
So,
that is
what you'd want.
Well, that's what I said. That Asuka's there to take the pin.
Yeah. Sophie's like, who is Kirstie? Kirstie Alley. She played on Cheers. Or Look Who's Talking. You might know that movie.
She was the mom on Look Who's Talking.
She was in a whole bunch of different
Is that the
movies.
one with Bruce Willis as the baby?
Yes. Yeah, John Travolta's.
Who was the mom on Three Men and a Baby? Or was there not a mom?
There wasn't a mom that I know of.
Isn't that the one with the ghost in the scene?
Yes,
There's
supposedly.
like a kid sitting in the window.
Yeah. Robbie says Oscar the Grouch. Yeah. Sophie says, let me guess, Barney. No.
Yeah, Ayla knows all about Barney.
Yes.
Chelsea
Barney is
Chelsea and
way
Ayla.
after I was a child, like when I was in high school.
So Rhea came in and just started beating up Asuka
I guess so. That's weird.
because she lost, maybe?
Chris says, so who is hotter, Rhea or Jamie Hayter? Okay, so I'm going to say Rhea. And the reason why I'm going to say Rhea is because Jamie Hayter has to have a certain light and she has to have her hair done a certain way for her to look hot.
Right.
And I think Rhea, like the only thing you'd have to do with her is if she's not wearing her makeup, she looks phenomenal. Like, and when she doesn't have her hair like slicked back like a dude, like it's completely changes everything about her face.
Yeah, she cut her
And
shoulder
so
open.
she used to have really long hair and it was blonde and all this other stuff and everything. But I would have to say that I think Jamie Hayter has to put a lot more work into looking pretty. If you're looking at like look wise. For their body types, I don't know.
Wrestling-wise, it's not close. Rhea's way better.
Oh, yeah. But he's asking who is hotter. So I don't
Right.
know if he'd go off of bodies or...
Yeah, Rhea.
I'd still go with Rhea. She has a
She's got
freaking
just
nice
as good
body.
as
And she
butt.
works really hard at it. It looks like Kirstie is America's Daughter. Sophie says the Muppets and Sesame Street did do a crossover movie. Chris says, yeah, it was past the football tag. Come home at dark, right? Robbie says he used to play outside as a kid outside, but these days it's risky for kids to play all day outside.
Yeah, did you hear about that 7-year-old girl that got killed by the FedEx driver in Texas?
Yeah, Chris, why you have to have such creeps? Your state's got weirdos.
Her and her stepmom got in an argument, which doesn't even make sense to me because she's 7. But anyways, so she went outside, and then the mom came out and looked for her. Stepmom came out and looked for her because dad was hunting. Mm-hmm. Couldn't find her, so called 911 after an hour of looking.
At least she called right away. That's pretty good.
Right, and then the mom lived up like a different, like Oklahoma or something, and then she came down,
Oh, Jesus.
and then the police said she was dead within an hour, so she didn't suffer too much.
Oh, jeez.
He killed her pretty quick, but it was just a crime of opportunity, it sounds like. I don't know any more about it because I got the news like when they arrested him,
Right.
and so that was like, what, 3 days ago when I told you? Because she disappeared last Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was Saturday I told you that she had
Yeah.
been killed.
That's crazy. Got to be careful with those
Hey,
FedEx drivers.
at least they're in Texas. Because he's a dead motherfucker.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Especially with confessing.
Yeah, he's not going to.
Unless the part of the confession was that he wouldn't be
Put on death row.
dead. But
I think those kind of people, if they confess to it, they should just string him up outside off of a tree. He already confessed to it. He did it. He murdered a child. Do it. I mean,
look at it like, we don't accept it. We're going to try you. Because you're going to burn.
Right. Yeah.
We got enough evidence.
Chris says, yeah, it was past football. Robbie said that. And then Pico says, we still have an old ass satellite in the backyard. It hasn't been used since the 90s, right? The big, huge ones that are like
I
the
love
size of a
those.
saucer.
The big metal ones.
Mm-hmm. Robbie says, I don't even know what PBS is. Okay, you wouldn't, Robbie. It's public broadcasting is what it is. So you probably
Yours
have
is the
something
BBC,
like it.
British
Yeah,
Broadcasting thing.
it's just a public broadcasting station. It plays like educational shows. It'll have like it'll play like weird different things. It'll take nature
It has
stuff,
science. It has politics.
all kinds of different stuff on it.
And it has
Robbie
cartoons.
says, "Yo, do you like the cartoons I liked as a kid?"
It's got Dinosaur Train.
I don't even know what that is. See, Chris says it was free back in the early 2000s. Also sad that Saturday morning cartoons and after school cartoons don't come on anymore. Everything is educational now. You know, it wouldn't be so bad, but, you know, have you seen these cartoons? I wouldn't want to watch them. I wouldn't even let my kids watch them if I had kids. I'd be like, yeah, you ain't fucking watch that crap. It was like, Robbie, because you have no culture. Robbie's like Garfield with Orson's Farm. Films like Hearts, Let's Go Rhea and Bailey. And Robbie says, Ayla, oh no, because I don't live in America. Pico says, I can't remember watching Alvin and the Chipmunks on Saturday mornings.
That was a Disney.
I can remember. Yeah.
They were Disney.
Luke says the Indian sheriff guy that had a bear who helped him. I
Yes.
remember that, Trav.
Yeah.
But do you remember the name?
I can't remember.
It was like everywhere in America. Chris says on Saturday morning we had Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, Yu-Gi-Oh. No Yu-Gi-Oh for us, buddy. We're too old. That was like 10 years after.
Never heard of that.
Robbie says He-Man was decent. It was what was
He-Man.
watched. Ayla says I forgot that England is third world. Luke says
Adam. He-Man.
Luke says when I was watching Saturday morning cartoons, it was He-Man, Transformers, Thundercats, Gummy Bears, Fraggle Rock, Care Bears, Gargoyles, Garfield, and more. Yeah, pretty much a lot of those too.
The Fraggle Rock for me was on Nickelodeon.
And I never saw
And
Fraggle
it was on,
Rock.
and right after that was a thing called Pinwheel. And that was the
Interesting.
worst show. Like, I always had to turn that one off. And then there was nothing on. Because I was a little kid, you know, skipping school or whatever.
Yeah. Robbie says, Elo, you like Bammy? Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
Feels like,
separate
Elo,
now.
Travis, how you remember about the ghost on the set.
I just remember there was something about that. I couldn't
It's
remember
like-
if it was 3 Minute or Baby or the Look
Okay.
Who's Talking.
It's like the Little Mermaids VHS, the very original VHS tape.
With the golden tower that's a dick.
Yes. If you ever got and it came from the 90s or whatever, right? The
Like
original
91,
VHS
92.
that very first came out when Little Mermaid was released on VHS. If you got that VHS tape holder and the artwork on it, the tower is a penis. Literally a gold penis. They redid it. So it didn't look like that.
They redid it and didn't even have a tower. They
Yeah.
put Ariel on it.
Yeah. Ayla says, yeah, I love that dinosaur. Robbie's like, my stream of Raw is in Chinese. Nice.
Whoa, that's...
Ayla's like, no shame. I was a baby. He sang songs and danced with me.
They just showed a girl in the audience with an MJF scarf on. That's
funny.
hilarious.
Robbie says, did he come alive for you, Ayla? Ayla's like, no, Robbie, I'm
Next
not
week.
delusional.
Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, United States Championship #1 contender match next week. That's going to be good.
Piccolo says, I think naturally Toni Storm looks better than Jamie Hayter. In her face, yes.
She has a prettier face.
And did you guys see Ruby Soho or Ruby Riot's face?
After her new nose.
After her new nose? Holy shit.
She looks a lot better.
She looks so different. Oh my gosh. It changed every aspect of her face.
Looking like
So
Jennifer
crazy.
Grey. But she doesn't have the iconic old face. That doesn't matter.
Exactly. Chinoso is in the chat. It says, hi everyone. Hello, Chinoso.
Hey, boss.
Robbie says, LOL, really, Ayla, you sure act it. Chris says, I mean, we did have Texas Chainsaw Massacre bound to happen. Yeah. FedEx people stealing children and murdering them. It was laughing. Funny considering where you are most days. Robbie says, Ayla, what, me at home chilling in bed? BBC are corrupt in England. Nice. It was like, we have BBC here too. Ha. Luke's like, I learned about Blue Man Group and Riverdance from PBS.
I remember Riverdance stuff.
Robbie says, anyone remember a cartoon called Doug? Yes. I remember that. Doug.
I think so.
It was on Nickelodeon cartoon. It was one I saw later on in life, though. I didn't see it when it first started. I was like, Dean Mantle, you crack me up. You're never satisfied with most shows. I can't be. Ernest Bell's in the chat. Hey, Ernest says, can I get some hellos? Hello!
You know, it's not as good as Caillou, but it was pretty good.
Caillou?
Little cancer boy.
Oh my god, that's so bad. Did he have cancer?
I don't think he was supposed to, but he was a little bald kid hanging out with everybody else.
What? Luke says Marshall Bravestar is who Trav is talking about.
Yeah, Brave Star.
Marshall Bravestar.
Brave Star.
I never even heard of that. It must have been on a channel I never got to see.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a really good one. That one would come on, and then there was a couple other ones. They were more like 70s cartoons.
Robbie
early
says
80s, very early 80s.
Robbie says, I remember Ren and Stimpy on Nick. Most people remember Ren and Stimpy on Nick.
I remember I'd go into a friend's house, and he had it on.
Right?
And because I never saw that.
Me neither.
And then I watched that. So I was like in 5th grade maybe or something. You know, he's all crazy. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, the cheese is too big. Take over the world.
That's not Ren and Stimpy,
Oh,
sweetie.
and he's like a cat and a dog, I think. And their eyes pop out. And they're red,
Yeah.
red bloodshot.
Yes, you are thinking that, but they never talked about taking over the world. That was Pinky and the Brain.
I have seen Pinky and the Brain also.
Me too. I like Pinky and the Brain. I actually have the box
I think they're
set
both
of Pinky and the Brain.
rats, aren't they?
Yes. They're both white blab mice.
So Bobby
Never been the
Lashley
same.
did come out.
But it was Ollie that was supposed to. It was Ollie's music or Ollie's stuff, but Bobby came out.
No, it was Bobby's music.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah,
Then why'd they have Ollie's name up?
I didn't see that.
Oh. Peagle says, y'all know about the Wizard of Oz uncut scene where the little person hung himself?
I don't know if I heard about that. I know that was a crazy ass set. As they were like raping Judy Garland and shit. They drugged her and then raped her.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That part of it, Piccola. There's a lot of weird shit that happened with the Wizard of Oz.
I
Like
mean,
the
they
original.
painted him. They painted the guy with the metal paint, and it ended up being metal.
Lead. Yeah.
And he was allergic to it.
Yeah.
And he had a terrible reaction, so he got thrown out. So they ended up moving the Scarecrow to the Tin Man and getting a new Scarecrow. Yes, Brock's better than Bobby.
Oh! This is not about Brock! Chris says, yeah, lots of sexual innuendo in Disney movies back then. Yeah, as it should still be. Robbie says, I didn't like Disney films as a kid. Yeah, there's some of them that are kind of blah.
I loved them.
There's some of them that are really good, but they're mostly older ones,
You
Robbie.
know what we should have watched is Mr. Boogedy.
Yeah, we should have watched Mr. Boogedy, huh? For
It's on there.
Halloween. Boogedy, boogedy, boogedy.
I haven't seen it since I was like 8.
Me neither.
And
Like,
so
I
it's
was
probably
young.
not as good as
And it was like on the Sunday night movie things.
It was like 2 weeks in a row, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Films like, so is anybody going to talk about the gay moment with Rhea and Becky? I thought they were going to rock each other's world. Film probably not, honey. They were doing what other wrestlers do. Dudes do it all the time. Get up all each other's face.
Dudes
I was
don't
like,
scissor.
Ruby looks piff. Films like, and I'm going to be having dreams about those two kissing. Oh, fun. Chris says, yes, Wizard of Oz had that scene, but turned out to be a bird because it flapped its wings right before the scene ends. Films like, yes, Ruby Solo is back. So glad she's back, by the way. James Howell's in the chat. Hey, James says, yo.
Yo.
Ayla's like, Deleith, you need to love every show ever made. I can't do it. People's like, back in the day before cooking channels, PBS was the spot for that mess. Definitely was, Pico. I heard that too. Chris says Cartoon Network also had Ed, Ed and Eddie, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Tom and Jerry. All ones that I got to watch later in life.
Yeah,
After they were popular.
Yeah, those shows came out on cable. on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, I'm pretty sure I was a senior or a junior when that started.
Yeah,
coming
it was
out.
like when we were
Because
like
we
in high
had
school
cable,
time. Mm-hmm.
and I never seen it, but I love Johnny Bravo. My friends used to call me Johnny Bravo. That's how I act. That was me. Like Johnny Bravo was me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I didn't have the hair, but
Chanon,
that's
so
funny.
it says Bobby has more advantage of beating Seth on a one-on-one match.
Yes.
Yes.
But Brock Lesnar will probably interfere or something so they can set up the Rumble match.
Uh-huh.
Instead of taking it to Mania, which would make a lot more sense to me.
Picola says, I did watch more MTV as a kid, I think. Ayla says, that's Pinky and the Brain. That's Animaniacs. Looks like Ren and Stimpy and Pinky and the
Totally
Brain are
insane.
blah. I'll stick with the original stupid twosome Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, yeah. So, it's not anymore because I don't have cable. But up until I didn't have cable, so 2014, I would start my search on TV. I would turn it to 32 and go down or up.
Yeah.
The sports were down, other channels were up. That stems from when I was a kid, my whole life, MTV was channel 32.
Right?
And so
That's funny.
always started at 32. And it was all, I mean, it was MTV. There was nothing bad on there at the time. Like you could turn on MTV at any time of the day and there was something that you could watch. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. And it's like, I feel like it was half my fault because I stopped watching it when there was still music on it.
Right.
And maybe it was my fault that I stopped. Maybe a whole bunch of people in my generation stopped, and that's how they had to go to the other stupid shit that they did.
Maybe.
But now when they play music, it's not even the same. I think it's old-fashioned music.
Right. Oh, has it?
Austin Theory.
Oh, now your time. Mm-hmm. Robbie says, so Bobby gonna kick some ass tonight. Chris says, yeah, they also used asbestos and Wizard Laws for the snow. James Howell says, what's happening on Raw?
Asbestos was the
Seth-
wonder thing. Remember, don't forget that.
Yeah.
Asbestos was in everything, and it was the most magical invention of the 20th century.
Yep.
That and electricity. It made everything cheap and good.
Yep. They didn't know the effects of it at that time. James House says, what's happening on Raw? Well, right now, Theory
Right
is
now,
yakking at Ali's face.
Ali's in the back.
Oh, wah. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
Ali's being a victim.
Oh, I'm a victim. I have to pay for all my stuff. No. Anyways, but Ollie and Theory are having a conversation in the back. And before that, Seth came down and supposedly was going to have an altercation with Ollie. Maybe, but then Bobby came out and they talked and had a fight and they attacked each other and attacked each other's persons and their personalities and their careers and everything else. It was great, I guess. Chris says, can't wait for the heel teabag
There it
session
is.
between Becky and Rhea.
Ali is wrestling for his opportunity. They're going to do it tonight.
Ooh, opportunity.
He said if he loses, he can't say the word opportunity ever again.
Hey, it's Ric Flair stuff.
Woo! One more last match, Flair.
He already
Just
did his
kidding.
last match, gross.
Did you see the airplane and then the lightning?
Yeah, they showed his son's whatchamacallit too.
His funeral?
No, just his
Oh.
gravestone.
His plane wrecked. He broke his back in the 70s. He don't care. Woo!
Yeah, I don't think he gives a flying fuck. Pretty sure he doesn't care.
If he did, then he wouldn't have been a 16-time world champion.
Yeah. Let's see. Chris said, can't wait for that. Pico says, Bobby and Seth are brawling for a short talk in the ring. After a short talk, Robbie says, oh, gee, that wasn't awkward. What film just said, was it? No, it was great.
All you
Robbie's
have to do is watch old Ric Flair, what are those called, promos?
Mm-hmm.
And that'll get your heart going. And his promos were electric in the 80s and early 90s.
That's cool. Robbie says, Johnny Bravo, that would be banned now. Film says, Missy and Travis Pico, I'm feeling a little generous and happy today. You guys are off the hook for the game I like to play. You know what I mean?
I would have probably been banned in the 90s if we had this.
What we have now.
Yeah.
Walter's in the chat says, good Raw, Bobby and Seth fight. Yes, Walter, they did do some fighting out there. Welcome to the chat. Glad you're here for a minute or two. Robbie says Johnny Bravo was decent. Pico says, do what you want, Film, no worries. Walter says, okay, at 9:35 p.m. I'm going. My time will be here Wednesday at 8 p.m. Still here. Robbie says, Seth, that's a perfectly good suit. You reigned there. Film's like, Pico, love you, friend. Big hug you. Walter's like, prayers to Barry Windham in the hospital.
Barry Windham's in the hospital?
Huh. Chris says, adult TV cartoons I would watch as a kid. King of the Hill, Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy. Ella says, that's how I watched TV too. I started at 24 and went up to 41. Looks like Beavis and Butthead are now on Paramount Plus, all the original episodes plus the new ones.
Huh.
Walter says, hey, Ayla. Robbie says, oh, Ayla, that's just odd. Walter's like, boo, Austin Theory. Robbie says, Beavis and Butthead Do America was a good film. Pico says, Seth now looks like a mix of Michael P.S. Hayes and Shawn Michaels. Is it the blonde hair? It's gross. Now he just needs to be hit in the back of the head so his eyes go across and he could be the full-time Shawn Michaels. Walter's like, Wednesday, can't wait for bingo. Yeah, you gonna win, Walter? You gonna win? Robbie's like, didn't one of them have a saying about toilet paper? Walter's like, Ric Flair, no more matches. Be careful. And Luke's like, Robbie, you mean I need TP for my bunghole?
Oh, yeah. Cornholio.
Oh, Cornholio. TP for my bunghole. Robbie says, who will beat Rick's title record? Chris says, yeah, Ric Flair, WCW 90s
Charlotte.
promo. He would take off his clothes. Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Robbie's like, Luke, yeah, that's it. Walter's like, hey, Luke, I like Beavis. Fire. That's funny.
I love Beavis and Butthead.
Pickle is like, hey, for a brief podcast I was listening to, there was a big what if Magnum TA never got in a car crash.
Oh, I know. What's it? A car or motorcycle? Anyways, the accident that he got in. Yeah, he was the shit. Magnum TA was on his way up.
And if Flair would have pushed Sting and Barry Windham as soon due to TA's career ending.
Right. Just remember, Barry Windham didn't want to be champion. Just like Lex Luger. Lex Luger never wanted to be champion. They're like, okay, we're going to put the title on you tonight. They said that to Lex before one of their pay-per-views. And Lex literally went above their head and said, I can't do it. And so they had to leave it on Rick longer.
Right.
There's a lot of pressure being a champion.
There is. I don't think people realize that. Walter's like, rip Kirstie Alley from Cheers. Yep, Walter, we were talking about that earlier. Robbie says, who does the super kick the best in WWE?
Uso Penitentiary. I don't know, probably Jay. I love the A. They're nerd.
The Alpha
That
Academy.
they would have been the
Jocks.
jocks.
Mm-hmm.
Nerds. I'm trying to get a Reno freak show over here. Dexter Lewis, don't bluff.
Walter's like, Shawn Michaels. Robbie's like, not Carmella with her super kick.
What? You don't like Carmella's super kick? Oh, that's a good hand, eh?
Did you get a straight?
It's a full house. He's a servant. I love croissants. They're tasty. Otis. Look, he's got a plate of food on him.
Yeah, he hasn't touched it the whole time that they've had it.
Yeah.
He's just holding it. Like, they're like, here, hold this. He's like, seriously? I have to hold this the whole time?
Oh, shit. Is he a fireman? Foreign object? Dana Brooke gonna start playing strip poker in a minute with Dominic. Oh, God.
Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. Save me from this crap.
So Dom is out just causing trouble for everybody else?
I guess. Robbie says, do you felt the pressure of being
You are the
champ?
problem.
Walter's like,
Pull your
Loomis
pistol
won
out and
poker.
shoot him. That's what they do in the old days.
Well, he would bring a knife to the fucking thing, so...
It pops out right there, and you're.
Robbie says, I do. I'm saying you didn't rate Carmella's. Why, it wouldn't even be in there. Heidi the Highlander in the chat laughing about nerd. Pico's like, happy Corbin lost his luck.
Yeah, he's no longer lucky, Corbin. Oh, A-Town down. Happening now.
Those guys. Walter's like Dominic doing poker. Vindicator's like, Travis, when are you going to channel your inner Loomis and put a stack of 100s and a hatchet on the table in front of you? That's an axe, then. Like, that's a full-blown axe, not a hatchet.
Yeah,
Hatchets
like
are small and short.
That's cutting down a door.
That's definitely a axe that you can use to cut down doors, a fireman, or cut up wood.
It was too nice. It was too pretty.
It was pretty. It was a pretty
I don't
black axe. I don't know how they got it that black. Robbie says, D, never bring knife to a gunfight. It's so mismatched. Axe to cut trees, yeah. Chris says, I like Dom better than Sammy Guevara.
I don't.
I don't like
but
either
I don't
one
like
of
either
them.
of them, so yeah.
I have a hard time liking either one of them.
But I like Sammy better.
I know a lot of guys are fans of Sammy and stuff like that, but I can't stand him. I can't stand him because of his personal life choices that he's done. I mean, the girl he decided to
get engaged to on
didn't
TV.
get engaged to on TV. He'd been with her for 7 years, and then they broke it off, and he fucked around with Ty, and now they're married and everything. I think it's just terrible all the way around. He's a terrible person, and she's not any better. Because she was fucking around with him while he was being engaged. Whatever they say is a lie. They were fucking around. That's how those people work.
Of course they were, because they were already together when they broke up.
Yep. Yeah. Devin's like, I can't stand Ali. I can't stand his personal attitude. His real life attitude.
That wasn't the bell to get started? Oh. They ring the bell to announce
Start
the
the
people?
announce, I guess. Robbie says Condom is a terrible wrestler. Pico says, I remember my roommate and some of her friends went to a cabin for a week in the winter.
Nice.
Like a cabin in Florida? Oh, he's talking about cutting wood. She was high and thought to split firewood and slipped and cut her thumb wide open. She's lucky she didn't, if she was using a whole bloody axe, that she didn't try to cut her leg off with it.
Yeah,
because that's usually what happens. You miss and it comes back and you hit your calf with it. Or your shin. And that's usually what happens.
Your lower leg there.
Yeah. Robbie says, D, people tell me you can't help who you fall in love with.
Just do it in the right order.
What are you... What?
He's talking about Sammy Guevara.
Oh.
So get a breakup first. And then...
I get not wanting to be with somebody who you may have been with or whatever, right? And you might want to be with this person over here. But end this before you start this. Because what happens is that there's no trust in this. Ever. Ever. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care how much fucking counseling you go have. There will never be trust in that relationship. Those two will never trust each other. Ever.
In dishonesty.
Ever. They will not trust each other. Ever. It'll always be, she'll always be, he'll probably fuck around with somebody else. She will do everything in her power to keep him with her. She's probably a jealous fucking hoe. I bet you anything. She may be all pretty and nice on TV, but I bet you anything in the real life world, she's probably a jellyfish as jelly could be. Anybody who looks at him, you're fucking her, aren't you? You're fucking her, aren't you? Would not be surprised. Because if he did it to her, to get with her, he'll do it to her to get with somebody else.
Well, he's got to trade her in when she gets older anyway.
Exactly.
You don't want an old dame.
I mean, that kind of crap just happens. It happens more often than it should. It's weird. Devin says, what do you mean, Ali, real attitude? Devin, if you don't follow like some of these wrestlers on some of their stuff, when some stuff
Social
was
media
happening
stuff.
in like Thunderdome and all that stuff during the pandemic, Ollie had a huge attitude problem, real life attitude problem. He said a lot of personal things, and he was very adamant about being an asshole and just wanting out of his fucking contract, and Vince wouldn't allow it, and so
He just basically froze his contract and said, "Go
Yep.
till you're ready to come back."
And he said some pretty stupid shit, and he's never apologized for it. Like, some of the shit that he said was not very nice, and I'm not going to repeat it on here. If you want to know about it, you can go look it up. It'd be from a year or two ago and stuff. And I just don't feel he has a very good real life attitude. Like, his personality, him as a human personality is awful. Like, so that's what I have against him. Like, I don't care what he does in wrestling. I don't really care for him as a wrestler, but it's not why I don't like him. I like him for other things. Pickle says, after bringing her to the ER, she was on meds and had a plastic bag wrapped around her hand. Oh, Jesus. Martha's in the chat says,
Hey, Martha.
CPD is always looking out for trouble. Nobody goes up against the law. Chris says, don't screw around. Pickle's like, so she can still have fun in the hot zone. Oh, fuck.
That's funny.
She was on meds, had a plastic bag wrapped around her hand, and then she wanted to play in the hot tub. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're out in the country in the cabin, I guess. Whereas, like, also people say life is not that easy. Ayla says, I had a friend hit thigh while camping with an axe. We were all drunk, so we just sat there and waited for his mom to come get him. Mind you, he was like 35, haha. I was like 22.
That's funny.
Oh, jeez. Robbie's like, big up, do you tell him? Chris says, I bet Tay fucks around with all the boys in the background trading her in. Robbie's like, Tay defo does F around. Chris is like, Devin, please. People's like, I'd be eyes ballin' sky blue. Watch your man, Tay. Robbie's like, and now Ali is a jobber. Chris says, I know, Ali leading Retribution basically was a participation trophy.
Yeah.
It was just lame, and he's playing a victim again, right? And whether it's storyline or not, it's annoying for one, and all he does is be a fucking victim. That's it. Every time he opens his mouth, he's a victim. In real life situation, he's a victim. On wrestling, he's a victim. It's disgusting. So. Chris says that Pico says, are we paralleling their talents but shitty attitude? No, I'm not. I have nothing to say about what his talent may or may not be in wrestling. That's what I'm saying. I don't care for him in wrestling either. But that's just me. Like, I get it. A lot of people think he's a good wrestler, but I don't. I don't care. Like, he does not interest me in any way. But my non-liking of him stems from his shitty attitude in real life, like as a human. Devin says, what do you mean, Chris Akane? Karavi says, D, you once said Ali deserves a push. No, I didn't. I might have said that about Ricochet, but I've never said it about Ali. Never, not once. I was like, how does Ali's wife put up with him?
She has to.
I'm not going to make a comment about that. Just look him up. You'll figure it out yourself. Chinoso says, Solo has looks like a bully to me, like the guy never smiles. He's the enforcer. He cannot be happy. He has to be a meanie pants. When you're an enforcer, you cannot have friends or be nice.
Like Double A. Remember Arn Anderson? He was the enforcer.
Was he? I had no idea. I didn't know that.
The Four Horsemen.
Oh, he thinks he's going to get it. Oh, look. They're making sure that he looks so good. So crazy. Bum's like, can't wait to see my girl Bliss wrestle. Devin says, why is everybody still having Ollie in the company with his real life problems? What did I say?
Because he's got a 5-year contract.
And they won't let him, they're not going to let him out of it. So, Ayla says the axe was stuck in his thigh. Cool thing about that, he was our ride to the mountain. We thought we were going to be stranded up there, but he came back to pick us up. Cool guy. Oh my God, poor guy. Robbie's like, Ollie was pissed that he got injured as he was about to get a title shot. Then Kofi took his spot.
Love it.
Pico's like, damn, Ayla, drugs are bad. Okay. Chris says, I bet that's why Djokovic probably went back to NXT because he had to take Ollie's BS as leader of Retribution. Even Mia Yim left town for a while. It was like, no drugs, just a mutual friend's 21st birthday party.
Did you ever watch the cartoons? I want to say they were Bugs Bunny, but I don't think they were, but they could have been. And it was like a guy and another guy, and they were like starving to death, and they wanted to eat each other all the time. And they were like in a stranded boat. They were old cartoons, but they were in color still.
Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. Like,
Okay,
they're kind
so
of the
this-
same ones along with Babbitt. Like those
Anyways,
ones.
the skinny guy and Djokovic look exactly the same.
That's funny.
I'm like, I was watching him last night, or was it today? Anyways, I was watching last week's NXT.
Oh, okay.
And I watched him come out, so I figured I'd watch some of that one. So I stopped the fast forward and I started watching it, and I was like, oh my God. He looks just like that cartoon character.
That's funny.
Look at him just going right after it. Referee
Yeah,
should
they were
disqualify
old school
him.
ones. Like, there were ones with
Oh, yeah.
crows and stuff like that. Do you remember those ones?
Heckle and Freckle,
Hey,
whatever
it's
they're called.
Dolphy. Dolph Ziggler came out and caused
that's it.
Austin to win.
So Austin did win, and therefore
He retains his title.
Ollie cannot ask for another match.
He won by disqualification.
So Dolph and Ollie now.
Ha ha ha. Ollie, you got screwed again. Go play the victim. Wah.
That's all he knows.
Wah. Chris says Mercedes Martinez was smart for going to AEW. Walter, did you leave us and not say bye? Bye, Walter. Hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. It says our car
Oh,
wouldn't have
Theory
made it
from
up the
behind.
mountains, so he drove us. Nice. Devin says, oh dear gosh, Ollie almost killed Austin with that top rope move.
Did you guys just notice that Daphne picked up Austin Theory and threw him?
That's awesome.
It's actually pretty funny.
That's hilarious. Is it after this?
Yeah, you'll see it.
I gotta watch this. That's funny
I'll
shit.
tell you when it happens if you want to keep watching that. But it's after he comes in and attacks. See right here, Austin will come in and attack him.
Is there anything stopping this man?
See, now watch. Austin gets it. Now watch this.
Well, he kind of got up. He
Well, of
helped a little, but
course.
still.
He is 240, 50 pounds.
Chris said, wow, Ali just botched that Hurricane run off the top rope. He could have killed Theory. We need Bobby Roode.
He's got a broken neck.
That's why we haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Damn, fuck. They didn't even say anything. When did he get a broken neck?
I don't know, but I saw him on Twitter getting surgery, getting fused.
Oh, wow. Damn, that bad, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
I thought for some reason I had screenshotted it, so let me go look. If not, it's not hard to look it up. Somebody go on Twitter and look it up.
Probably says a message from the Gab. Don't do drugs and play with an axe. Stay safe and listen to D. Yeah. Don't be playing with sharp objects if you're all fucked up. Just don't. Like, don't. Or guns or anything. Any type of weapons. You could hurt yourself. Oh, dang it. That really blows.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how he got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Neck fusion surgery. That's a big one.
That is huge. That's crazy. Fuck. Robbie says D, LOL.
Right.
You know that's not real. JBL. That's funny. He's like, you know that ain't real.
I don't think the Miz is going to join us.
No. Because his watch ain't real. What?
He doesn't have any money because he gave it all to Dexter.
Oh, whatever. That's silly. Robbie says, deal. That's not nice to mock Ali. Haha. Carry on, D. I didn't mock him. Devin says, I don't freaking care about the ending because Ali is the worst person because to be talking about stuff in real life. Yeah. You can look it up for yourself, Devin. You can go back and probably see all of his old stuff that he said, but I'm sure it's still there. I mean, I guess maybe he could have deleted it or something, but it was just ridiculous. It was him having a meltdown, just being a big, I don't know. It was just silly. Anyways, Picola is like, act safety next week on the Gab. Also, how to survive and not cannibalize your mate. Exactly. Pickle's like, who are we talking about injury-wise? We were talking about Bobby Roode. Robert Roode.
Bobby Roode. Yep.
I didn't even know he had injured himself. I didn't even know he had gotten injured. And it was a bad injury. It was a neck injury. So when did it happen? Was it when they were in NXT doing stuff?
Don't know.
Like, what the fuck happened? Does anybody know? Like, where was he last? Like, he was with Dolph for even when he went to NXT, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Pico says, whatever, Maurice is the meal ticket, right? Robbie says, D, is this a solid Raw for you? It's a 5 out of 10 tonight for me. A mediocre road kind of thing. Robbie says, what cartoon was that when they wanted to eat each other? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a Bugs Bunny cartoon. And Bugs Bunny is on the island. So it can't be that hard to find. Bugs Bunny on an island. And the guys are on a rowboat in the ocean. And then they see land. At the very end, they chase each other around. One's a hot dog and one's a hamburger.
Right.
So I don't know what it would be called.
Sorry, my brother texted me.
Ew. What's he want?
The homemade noodles recipe that Mom made. Like, it's in the Betty Crocker cookbook, dude. I don't know it. I don't make homemade noodles. I should. They're delicious.
Just buy them at Costco. That was his idea in the first place.
No, these are different type of noodles. These aren't like spaghetti noodles or those kind of pasta. It's like egg noodles. They're like homemade noodles. Have you ever had homemade noodles?
Probably not.
Well, you won't have them now, but if I didn't know that before, I would have made you some when you still ate that stuff. Devin says, I didn't know Bobby was hurt. I know, right, Devin? I didn't know he was hurt either, but all of a sudden he's hurt, so.
He had neck fusion surgery.
So the question is when did he get hurt? And by whom? Like, what wrestling match did he get hurt in?
Nia Jax.
So badly that he broke his neck, literally, and is now having to have it fused. Like, what the fuck? Robbie says, Betty Crocker, is she still going Raw? I don't know. Pickle's like, I still am in my feelings to this day. Bugs died in the opera. Killed a wabbit. Killed a wabbit.
Sleep. Sleep. Wrinkle guard. It penetrates deep.
It penetrates deep, wrinkle guard.
Why is Ayla sending me pictures?
I don't know what she's sending you pictures of.
Maybe it's that cartoon.
Is it the cartoon?
Uh-huh. It's a picture.
Oh, Walter's now saying bye. Bye,
See?
Walter.
Now if you look up Djokovic at his face, that's what he looks like.
He's trying to eat his foot.
Mm-hmm. He's eating his own foot. And then this guy put on a little napkin or whatever.
Yeah. He thinks he's a hamburger. And then they see him they get in an island or whatever.
They get on a boat.
Bugs is there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's funny because at the end they can leave. Sorry, there's a party.
Yeah, no fighting. He's having a meltdown, guys.
Bringing 2 friends with you. We're going to have a 6-man tag team match. Wakiki Wabbit.
Wakiki Rabbit, that's it.
Wakiki Wabbit.
Wakiki Wabbit. Wakiki Wabbit.
But yeah, if you look up Djokovic, especially now, because he's got that same mustache or goatee. Like they're robbing it.
So, he just gave a whole stack of money to the dealer, so I think they cheated.
Could have.
Because there's no way he would have tipped the dealer if they didn't.
You always tip your dealer.
No, you don't.
Tip your dealer.
No, you don't.
Tip your dealer.
JBL is the one who hired them. He should be making sure that they're paid or tipped, not them.
He was gonna tip him with the axe. I think the axe has electrical tape all around it.
Maybe that's it.
The Eradicator. The Rose Plant. And she beat her with the Rose Plant. Not even a belly to Bailey.
That's even sadder.
Oh, so is that second match going to be right now? The winner?
Maybe. Top of the hour.
I mean, I don't know what's happening for the main event. Was Kevin Owens going to wrestle solo?
I don't know. I don't know what's
I
happening
don't
there.
think so. There she is.
See? There she is.
People asked. And now we see her.
Ooh, was it? Let's see. Robbie says, you musty, you got her cookbook. Okay, so Robbie, it was my mom's cookbook from the 70s. So explain to me how I have it. I guess I could have it. I've thought about taking and making copies of it so that I would have a copy. You can't find them anymore. I tried to find one on like eBay so I could have a copy because I figured my brother would want one. But Pico says, take care. See you later, Walter. Ravi says, Cole, are you cooking anything interesting these days? It says the title of the episode, and Pico says, ew, deep storylines. It was like, just some Instant Pot chicken and rice, Ravi. Sophie says, I know what Kirstie you were talking about before. Oh, good, Sophie. Kirstie Alley, yeah, from Cheers. And Look Who's Talking. And other stuff. She was in a lot of shows. She was in one with Tim Allen where they went to an Amish place.
Oh, yeah, that's really funny, too.
That one actually is pretty good. Rye says, decent cola. What seasonings are you using? I, too, have an instant pot. You know what, guys? I have an instant pot. You know what I make in my instant pot? Porcupine meatballs. That shit is the bomb. People's like, been watching Japanese vids where they mass-produce pizza and other American foods. Gross. I think I don't eat that, so I'm just kidding. Chinoso says, The Miz seems like a loser in the wrestling industry. John Morrison left him because he was a loser. And then a few weeks back, Ciampa left him too. So where is Ciampa then if he left him? Where'd he go? He dead? How did he leave him? Did he go away somewhere?
I don't know what happened to him after he beat Bobby Lashley. We haven't seen him since. He probably got injured again.
Probably. Sophie says she was in Cheers and Look Who's Talking. Yes. Yep. Sophie Film says, oh snap, here comes the hairy armpit champion. I love Est. And Vindicator says, hide your eyes, Rafi, it's Esta. Pickle says, I sort of tried to imitate this Mexican chicken with the spices. Mexican chicken. Ravi's like, I thought it would be passed down from generation to generation, D. I could be, I guess. It's still at my parents' house. Is that being passed down? My mom's dead. She isn't going to use it. I mean, I could ask her. I guess I could put her box by it and be like, hey, Mama, what do you want to make? I don't know if she'd answer. It'd be creepy if she did.
It would be a weird question to ask if you had one.
Mm-hmm. Robbie's like, sounds good, Cola. And Chris says, we need Johnny Drip Drip back. Robbie says, is that Bozo Braun Breaker still about?
Yeah, he was down on NXT. I didn't see him, though. He could. I'm trying to think. Maybe I did see him. Maybe he was in the back. I don't remember. I watched most of it in fast forward. NXT.
Piccolo is like, invest in DoorDash stock. They're rising. But why are they rising?
Because everybody's lazy.
I saw this stupid bitch. She was like, oh, I'm so glad I live in this area. Like, I made my, like, order at Target. And then, while I was logging out and ordering my stuff, it asked me if I wanted to do Starbucks order. So I did. It's going to be amazing. So I'm pulling up to get my stuff, and they told me when I got here for my order, my Starbucks was going to come first, and that the Target employee was going to hand it to me. I'm like, you fucking lazy-ass fucking cunt. You fucking can't go to a drive-thru or just get up and walk into a fucking store. Fucking people. Idiotic, retarded people.
The world's getting based around the obesity.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And they're just going to get worse and worse.
I was like, oh my God, seriously, people. I was like, oh my eyes, that's to vanquish from that TV be gone, you bozo. Vindicator's like, Travis, who wins a hypothetical between Breaker and Wardlow? Breaker.
I don't know. I probably I like Wardlow better, but I like that Breaker's a Steiner. So there again, what channel, what show are they doing it on? But as of right now, today, I'd rather have Wardlow win, but probably Breaker in 5 years. But maybe Wardlow will be a superstar by then. I don't know.
No, he won't.
But, I mean, I loved Rick Steiner growing up. He was one of my favorites. I used to bark like that at the gym when I was lifting.
Right.
Aroo, aroo. That's not that one. That's actually Titus. Titus is the aroo, aroo. Which I also like. Express your extraordinary love. That's what I need.
Really?
Just one sheet.
Just one sheet? How?
Static, I would assume.
Chris says Breaker's still NXT champ. Also didn't know that he goes out with Cora Jade. LOL, he should be careful. He'll break her in half.
Since she's 12.
Right?
We know at least he's going to be a pedophile one day and be
Right.
arrested for it.
Exactly. I was like, message retracted, and Chris says, I like Wardlow better. Piccolo says, more time to vlog and be TikTok famous, right, Piccolo? Because they were basically put it on TikTok, right? Because that's what they do. They just do their whole lives. And it's like, seriously? Like,
Sheesh.
I wonder why they all have mental issues. Couldn't imagine.
Get on there and order some bulbs. It's 30% off.
Ornaments, you mean?
Yeah, bulbs.
Let's see. Robbie says, D, Snog, Maria, avoid Rick Farley or Dolph Ziggler. Dude, I'm not answering. I avoid all three. Thanks. Pickle's like, haha, I'm gonna do cinnamon challenges and step on crates and shit. Do the ice bath challenge, right? Indicator is like, wait, Wardlow's not superstar. He was TNT champion, but maybe that title doesn't carry as much weight as its current champion.
It's tough.
Ha ha ha, Vindicator. So funny. Because it's Samoa Joe and he's like hefty. Robbie's like, talking of Starbucks where I live, the town has a new one just opened. Ugh, Starbucks is like the devil.
It's everywhere.
I hate that place. I hate it. There are so many in our town. It's goddamn ridiculous how many there are. Like, it is stupid that there's as many as there are. I hate it.
Stupendous intellect. Oh, he fumbled.
They try their hardest to get rid of freaking local coffee places. I just know. That's why I will not give them my money. I hate them. Their freaking coffee is gross.
Riddle has been taken to a local hospital.
Oh no. Chris says Breaker likes them with daddy issues. Yes. Oh, Riley says, I don't like Starbucks. Pico says, I always wonder about the foodie people. How can they afford $50 in fast food and eat 1,200 calories in one sitting?
Some of those, like those cheesecakes and stuff, just one slice of those cheesecakes have 3,000 calories.
Oh my God. That's insane. That's a lot of crap.
Sounds delicious.
I mean, it does. I
But
mean,
that's like 2 days worth of food.
That's a lot of, I'm just saying it was a crap ton of calories.
Yeah.
Not that the cheesecake doesn't sound delicious. Of course it sounds delicious. Just saying.
Here comes
30,000
Baron
worth
Corbin
of calories in one
with JBL.
serving probably is not the best. I mean, how big of a serving would you be able to have? Like a spoonful? That'd be it. That'd be your serving for the day. Oh, this is delicious. Thank you.
Well, if you don't want to eat anything else the whole day, you could have half of it.
Right. And people, when it comes to that, they'll afford $50. Like, I have this one guy who comes on my stuff every once in a while now, and he lives in like Las Vegas area or something. And so he goes and tries all these places, and then he rates them based on his own taste buds and everything. So he doesn't eat the whole stuff. Like, he has a family, like kids and a wife and stuff like that. So he gets all this food, right? And then he tries the food, but he eats just a little bit of it, and then he puts it aside. And then gives his rating or whatever, right? And stuff like that. So you're hoping like his family's eating it too, or he eats it off the air or whatever and stuff. Because one thing about it, at least he doesn't like make you listen to him eat it.
No.
Like, I don't mind watching people eat. I don't like listening to them eat. Unless it's animals. Then it's a whole different story. I mean, come on now. Like, that one that I think you sent me was some kind of animal was eating a carrot or something. And I mean, I've watched bats, like, chew on fruit. Like, and they don't eat it. They just, like, chew on it until all the juice is out of it, and then they're just like, bleh.
My cousin used to be like that with oranges. He would take the slices and throw them
We're done, kitty cat. You should go downstairs and check on the dog and see how he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Not you, the cat.
I have the door shut. All right, JBL.
Hold still so I can get all your eye
JBL's team
boogers.
right here. Baron Corbin and the Alpha Academy, starting it out with the OC, the modern day wrestling god. He doesn't like, he attacked his eyeballs. He looks like he's grown a little bit. I haven't seen him for like 2 days.
I know, right? Like, hello, cat. Nice to see you, kitty.
I was going to change his Santa Claus thing, but I couldn't find him. He sleeps in here, like on that chair or up in there.
Does he?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering where he runs off to. People, welcome to Starbucks. I love you. Chris says, I only get vanilla beans frap from a Starbucks. Yeah, I don't get anything. People's like, oh, so that's what happened when I was asleep. Rob was like, where I live, the town is just full of coffee shops, barbers, charity shops, and greasy takeaways. That's weird. Chris is like, Cheesecake Factory, baby. And Vindicator says, so who are the wrestlers with mommy issues? Maybe that's not a thing, though. I know Liv is real close with her mom. She has daddy issues.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a such thing as a mommy issue with women. I think that's a boy thing.
Yeah. It would be more boys would have mommy issues. It's called actually something in psychology.
Yeah, my brain's not working, or I'd just tell you. Oedipus.
Oedipus complex. Yeah, there you go. You got it. It's from what, Greek?
Mm-hmm.
A Greek story or whatever.
Nerd. They're trying to get it going. Gallows, you're not funny, dude. It's not going to work. It's not going to catch on.
Probably says, "D, what's that? A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips." I guess. I
It
don't
is.
know.
That's true.
Pico says, "Oh, you don't want to see my crazy YouTube algorithm." I was like, "Yeah, Dee has a bad experience watching people eat, as we know from her story." Chris says, "Gable, baby." Monica says, "Delitha, what's the biggest animal you've ever fed?" For me, it was a hippo at the zoo.
Probably a horse.
Okay, so, the biggest animal that I've ever fed. Well, I almost fed a walrus at the San Diego Zoo when I was little, till I found out what the walrus ate, and then I didn't want to feed him anymore.
Fish.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was like, I ain't touching that. I was 8. I'm like, no, thank you. So my dad had to do it. So they made this match from the back while they were doing poker stuff?
Yes. This is a poker match.
Vindicator's like, Leopold is so spoiled. He probably wants to be fed 3 times a day. Vindicator, he just has food in his bowl all the time.
Yeah, and he has treats and snacks, and
I
he's got his own Go-Gurt.
I feed him like human food stuff to make him try stuff, like cheese. You know what's funny is I watch all these people with these crazy cats like attack bread and stuff, and I'm like, my cat doesn't like this. Like, he does not care about stuff.
He likes cucumbers.
He does, but he doesn't like attack the cucumbers.
Mm-mm.
I'm talking about these people that have those cats and they like steal the loaf of bread and run away with it, and I mean they're growling over pizza and shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck kind of cat do you have?
It sounds like domesticated.
Jelly in the chat. Hey, Jelly says,
Hey, Jelly.
all I have to do is believe.
Believe. That's the truth. Is he coming back? Is Bo Dallas in this Bray Wyatt storyline?
Yeah, there comes AJ Styles. You tell us there, buddy.
Styles.
Heavy. Or Bert, whatever your name is supposed to be.
Bert. I filled my hot tub back up a little bit because it was a little low.
Right?
I forgot about it, so I went out there because I was like, it takes a while to, make sure it's all warmed up and stuff, and I forgot. So it's gonna take like 6 hours to heat up.
Oh, man.
So midnight tonight. That's not happening. Actually, it could.
Depends, I guess, how he is down there. Hopefully he's not freaking out too much. Let's see. Robbie's like, I fed an elephant in Australia Zoo when I was there once. Nice.
Ooh, I rode an elephant. I don't think I fed it though. I forgot about that. They used to bring an elephant to town.
Yeah, I remember that. Like it was part of the Shriners stuff. The Shriners circus thing.
Yeah, that was over there at the Westwood Mall.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they do it there for a long time. Out there in that open field part that they used to have there. And then after that, they did it at the the fairgrounds. Is where they ended up doing it after that. Chris says, Uncle Howdy. Vindicator says, has Leopold ever rode on Naxos's back? Yes,
A little bit.
A little bit, but...
He doesn't much care for it, but he can. Naxos don't care.
True.
I don't let him on Arguses, though, because it's too much weight.
Pico says, you'd think the bald-on-bald gang warfare would be abolished. Chris says, Kevy Owie. And Robbie says, I thought his name was Bob. Chinoso says, the biggest I ever fed was a crocodile at Australia Zoo. It was like, wow. I bet it was like, wow. Chris is like, hot tub stream? Ew, gross, Chris, no.
Ew.
Ew. No.
I'm not getting on stream.
Vindicator says, so crocs are bigger than most gators, right?
Saltwater crocodiles, yes. Well, the freshwater ones in Africa also are bigger. So, yeah. Alligators aren't that big. And they're not aggressive like a crocodile.
Robbie says, after Travis said he rode an elephant, I was going to say something, but it slipped my mind. So funny. So funny, Robbie. Oh, hilarious. Chris says, you'd get tons of views and subbed Travis.
Oh, God. I bet.
I'd be scared to know what kind of people would want to watch you in a hot tub.
Oh, yee. Wear this hat in the hot tub. Bye bye steak.
He would probably get a lot of mean people. So would I. I would probably get a lot of mean people too. The camera is not very nice.
Cindy Lauper.
Robbie says, yeah, Australia Zoo, they do a crocodile show. That was great.
But is a crocodile bigger than a cow? Even at full, like, big ones, don't they only get, like, 1,000 pounds?
I mean, yeah, because some of those steers can be like, what, 1,500?
There's 2,000.
2,000 pounds?
I've seen a 2,500 pound bull before.
Right.
And they're massive
Yeah,
creatures.
they're huge. I don't know if you'd want to feed it with your hand.
My dad would get in there with it.
Sometimes they can be pretty mean.
Most of the time, just ignored you. His name was Satan. And he was an asshole. And, like, so when you'd be up camping, like in the camps and stuff, he would, like, start, you could hear him from, like, 2 miles away coming. And he would start, and you're like, the ground would be shaking from his, like, exhaust, like, just pushing it out, the air.
That's funny.
Like, April had some friends up there. My dad called them city boys. And they're like, what is that? And he's like, it's probably just a grizzly bear.
Oh, God.
These guys were trying to climb these trees that were, like, tiny, like our little tree that was up here.
Oh, God.
Like, you getting closer to its mouth? Like, you're just going to climb up a couple feet off the ground for a grizzly bear?
Right? Well,
Like,
there's its mouth.
At least out here you can outrun your friend.
Right? Just push him in its mouth.
I ain't gonna climb a tree 2 feet.
That's funny. Robbie says, yeah, I'll show you. They do a crocodile show. That was great. Chris says, lots of bots. Robbie says, DLO, you joker. D. And Vindicator's like, Leopold with his daily bath on Talitha's lap. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one going.
He's a cat. It's normal. Robbie says, I was able to sit amongst kangaroos when I was there. They are so tame. And Robbie says, so Chad and Otis winning tonight?
No.
Doubtful.
Chad Gable's gonna get pinned. By who, I don't know. Probably AJ, but...
Baron definitely hasn't taken the pin.
He lost last week, didn't he? Didn't somebody pin him?
Yeah, I think it was a fluke roll-up thing.
Yeah, Ali maybe or something.
Something like that, yeah. What you doing, buddy? Okay. Okay.
Poor Chad Gable.
Robbie's like, D, thanks for the insult on my Insta photo. You're too kind. Yeah, well, I knew you'd like it. Give you something to talk about.
Give him something to talk about. That might just do it.
6.
Oh, AJ kicks out, son of a bitch.
AJ, how could you? Chris is like, LOL, JBL is unhinged tonight.
Deep hook of the leg. That is unreal. That football play over there. That Jordan right there.
Yeah?
He's a defensive end. He chased Tom Brady all the way back. Then Tom Brady stepped forward and completed a pass. And the guy was running, and he caught him from behind and made him fumble.
Oh, fuck.
So he was rushed the passer, then turned around and ran all the way back
Holy shit,
and
that's
tackled
funny.
the receiver.
Why was that guy so mad at him?
He wasn't. He was fired up.
Oh.
Good job. You did it. You know, like.
Oh, that coach looked mad.
Yeah.
He looked very angry.
all-
I was like, why is he so mad at him?
He's
He
all
did such a
checked.
good job. That's funny.
They should show that one again. That was sick.
Is it the moment?
No,
No.
so close.
Yeah, he totally hurt him. He's like, yay.
AJ's going to get that tag. And he did.
Robbie's like, also, D, thanks for randomly texting me the day you made me laugh. Well, you know, gotta do my job sometimes, I guess.
Nope. Into the ropes. Spine buster. 1, 2.
Well,
Baron
that didn't
Corbin
work
with the
out very
save.
well. He was supposed to do a move on him, and it didn't work out. He
Choke
used
slam.
it against him.
Right into a backbreaker. You notice how Gallows don't look that big next to Corbin.
No.
He's still bigger than Corbin, but not a lot. It's too bad Corbin lost all his muscle. He used to be a big, strong guy. He was in the NFL.
Yeah. Maybe it's hard on his body.
Oh, I'm sure it was. He was an offensive
Keeping
lineman.
all that muscle on
He was
him.
over 300 pounds. That's a lot of meat. Oh, that's it. Phenomenal forearm right to Otis. Damn, little belly to back. Roll him up, Gable.
Get him. Sit on his face.
Oh, that would
Seemed
have
to
been
like
so
it.
awesome. Triple H is not going to have Anderson lose, but Anderson's, to me, is the weakest player in this match.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to continue.
I'd like to see Chad Gable wrestle in the
Oh,
UFC.
excuse me,
I'd
guys.
really fight.
Yeah?
He's an Olympic medalist. He's going to do good. He's going to beat 90% of the people in his weight class. I don't know how much he weighs, though.
Right. Robbie says Gallows tries to wrestle, so like Heska's smaller guy is funny.
All right. That's it. So it's Gallows that's going to pin him. They cheat.
Cheat,
Well,
cheat,
14-minute match.
He's like, they're such cheaters. How could they? And they're cheating.
I don't know what is wrong with those people in Washington, D.C., but they should not be cheering that. Cheaters everywhere.
They cheat. They're just cheaters. Cheat, cheat, cheat. They cheat everything. Yeah, shut up.
Oh, there's the blister with the doll. Well, she's got Lily with her.
She's always kind of had her with her again. She usually brings her out with her sometimes.
Are they going to do that match now? Is there enough time? Well, I guess they could do it. So literally the last 43 minutes are going to be dedicated to this final.
It's a triple threat match.
Triple chat?
Triple threat match.
Triple chat.
Kevin, and he can't talk English with his weird accent. Triple threat chat. What? What did you say? Pico says 2016 club push all over again.
Let him push him. Let him push him right to the Usos, because the Usos aren't losing to him.
Always like very choreographed match.
Barmageddon.
That's funny. He has his wifey poo on there too.
Gwen Stefani?
Yeah, she was one of the people on there. He has a bar.
Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't want to own a bar. I'd like to own a bar.
See? She's right there.
Yeah, I seen her. Sheryl Crow. I don't know who that was. Ellie King. I think she was that one singer with that one song. She might have other songs The
now.
bass one?
Is she the Ellie King? Is she the one that's what's his face's daughter?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Schneider? Rob Schneider's daughter?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Is that his?
Maybe.
One of those is his daughter, but I can't remember which one. Film's about Bliss, and Robbie's like, Bliss doesn't look confident. Film's like, it's armpit time. I love my Bliss. Bliss is the girl of my dreams. Everybody likes
How is Sheryl
little
Crow
12-year-old
still
girl.
looking good? That woman was like 40 in the 90s.
I don't know. You know what? Some of them just make sure what they do for themselves is like good. As in, like, they might get nips and tucks, but they do it like so they
She
look
sleeps
natural.
in like a hyperbaric chamber at night and like doesn't move.
Maybe.
She doesn't have any facial expressions at all. If
I'm
I
just
smile, it'll take 10 years off my life.
right. I'm just saying, right, that's a part of it, is that you can do those things and not make it look so obvious that you're doing those things. So if you do it over time, it's not as creepy as when they start getting old and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to get this really crazy facelift, and they go all crazy.
Creepy.
And then they look creepy. And you're like, what? Pickle's like the X's and O's song. Maybe. L King, X's and O's, yeah. Robbie says, Indy Hartwell reminds me of a Dana Brooke. And Film says, can't wait to see Becky and Nikki Cross.
Sheryl Crow is 60.
Yeah. Rye's like, D looks good for her. She drinks a lot of water and gets her beauty sleep. Right, beauty sleep. That's hilarious.
She's looking like Vanna White.
Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vanna White looks pretty good too for her age. She's about the same age.
I wonder if they're going to keep that show going once they're gone. Or if they'll just cancel it. Get rid of it.
I don't know. It'll be really weird because they're getting up there where they're going to need to like go away, huh?
Pat Sajak, yeah.
Well, Vanna White's not some young chicken either.
Yeah, there was rumors years ago about them getting rid of her and getting a younger woman,
She's 65 years old.
but they never did. I have her in a Playboy.
Yeah.
Vanna White.
She has literally been on Wheel of Fortune for the last 40 years. That's freaking crazy.
That's funny.
Definitely not something that you would... That's pretty funny. Ugh, nobody wants to hear from her.
Ayo. Oh my God. Is he like reading this off a card or something? And now you
I
have
guess
to
so, because it
ruffle
sounds like
Io
it.
Sky next week.
He's so
What are
bad.
your feelings on this? And she's just as bad, but... Oh, Lord. Somebody come push her, please. They're just stealing money from Dexter Lumos?
I just threw up in my mouth some. That's
That was
disgusting.
terrible.
That was horrible, awful.
They're like,
crap.
she's so bad that they have to use her husband just to give her a little bit of attention on here. What's the point of even having her on the show?
I have no idea.
It's not like Becky's sitting there in Seth's shadow. Like,
right? Like the
you
fuck,
better
or
bring Seth
Bianca
or
sitting
Bianca
in
and
fucking
Ford.
Ford's shadow.
Or
what
Ford
the
Bianca's.
fuck? Like fucking Jesus Christ! Like if you cannot handle your own shit by putting your big girl pants on and go out there and be somebody, then fucking give up and go home and just have babies. Fucking just go have babies. That's it. That's all you're good for. At
So
this point.
Retribution, is this Dominic against Tozawa?
Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
Jesus.
Oh my Lord, help me.
Hopefully, Tozawa wins this. This is like a 24/7 match.
You want Tozawa to win.
Oh, yeah,
Of
definitely.
course we want Tozawa to win.
this shirt say I'm your mama?
I'm your ma'am. Ma'am? Oh, it's Rhea Ripley's shirt. I'm your mama.
So he's just wearing a woman's shirt?
Oh my God.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I don't know what happened to him. Maybe I'm your ma'am. Is it ma'am? Oh, it's ma'am, an exclamation point. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I'm your
ma'am is a
ma'am.
woman.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am.
Ma'am? So weird. Robbie's like, Natty is a walking advert on how not to get a nip and tuck and fillers. Yeah, some of it. Pico's like, right, she even been mentioned on a Nelly song, LOL. I think, what's her face you were just talking about? She looked good at 60.
Oh, Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow? Or are you talking Vanna White? Which one? Ravi says, yeah, Dee, that water and beauty sleep is keeping you looking young and your skin clear. I was like, you guys are quality, Travis. When you pick up on the botches in wrestling, it's like how me and my mates do it to football. Well, we've been watching this for like 3 years, like every other day.
Yeah, I haven't missed wrestling in a minute. Although sometimes I feel like I missed the whole episode. I almost need to go back and watch it after I'm done watching it.
Right?
Because I'm like, when was that? When did they say that? When did they do that?
Right?
It's because I'm talking the whole time, so I can't hear anything.
Right. You can hear it, but you're like, huh? Like, they said that? Yeah, they did. Weird.
Tozawa taking it right to Dom, though.
Heidi the Highlander saying Johnny's mind was like, but this is a family show, dear. Piccolo says, telling me about a party up in NYC, and can I make it? Damn right, I'd be on the next flight paying cash first class, sitting next to Vanna White. Ah, Vanna White. Okay, yep. That's funny. Robbie says, yeah, just give it up and have babies. LOL, you're too much. Love it. Chinoso says, I just want Charlotte Flair to be back on Raw or SmackDown. What do you think, Travis?
It's coming. Hopefully she comes and saves the women's division.
With all the trash.
Well, they just don't have that. I feel like Esther could be that, and they're not allowing it. Because I feel like she is a face. I feel like she is someone that could be on the talk show circuit and be pushed.
She can talk pretty good most of the time.
And I feel like they could put the company in her hands and trust it, but they're not. And I don't know why they're not. But with Charlotte, they can. She does the stock exchange bells. She starts NASCAR races. She does talk shows. She's on The View, if that's something that people watch.
Well, they did have Bianca at that NASCAR thing. Right. And they did have her at the Kentucky Derby.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That she's there. She's that person. She can do it also. If anything, give one the Raw title and one the SmackDown title and let them represent. Be on the shows together. Yeah,
Tozawa, you tell us.
Anyways, Tozawa going up top. But they don't have that. They're lacking that superstar in the women's division. They did bring Becky back, but I don't think they want to put the title right on Becky just because of what they did at SummerSlam last year.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think Becky's going to earn a title in the next year.
Pukul says, but Dom is the chosen one? Robbie says, D should get a Rhea Ripley shirt. Pico says, Mammy, like Pappy from his real dad's old school tee. Baby, that's it.
237.
Chris says, Bliss is main eventing. I guess maybe that means Uncle Howdy. Ravi says, Travis, you ever seen that dude on YouTube, the botch guy who used to show clips of wrestling botches?
So, yes and no. So I've never actually watched it, but I know who he is. Does he not put the videos on there anymore? Did he get banned?
That'd be sad.
Well, sometimes that happens because you're copywriting. If you're just putting their stuff on there.
Right.
Oh, Street Profits coming down. Hey, they left. Speaking of Bianca, there's her husband. All swole. Now it makes sense why he's lifting, right? He's working out with his wife. Because we're like, he's getting big.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. She was they were probably doing it together.
Right.
That's awesome.
Making sure that she stayed on a regimen.
And he was staying
It's so much easier when you do have a partner like that to help you.
Becky wearing something fantastic, I guess. Definitely not wearing pants. The man getting ready.
Chris says, and Lily returned for the last couple of weeks. Lily wasn't on TV. Robbie says, let's throw Esta down everyone's throats, bozo, lol. Chris says, Botch Guy still is on. He just made a video a few minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Robbie says, Travis, he might have. I haven't seen a post in a good few years. Chris just said he is on, so maybe he is and nobody's following him. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I've watched one of his shows. I don't want to say no and then have, but I'm pretty sure that I've seen one, but I can't remember what it was about. But it was a botch, obviously, and it was a short one, like 2 minutes.
Right?
Tom Brady's just on a bad team.
At this point, he is.
Well, they let the team get old. So they won a Super Bowl, and then they kept that whole team together the next year, and now it's the third year. Like you
You
can't
gotta
do
start switching out your peeps. Gotta keep your line fresh. Those old guys can only do so much, and I'm talking guys that are like in their late 30s.
that. Gronk retired. That hurts.
He had to. God damn. He was so broken. I don't even know if he'll even come to wrestling and do stuff with how broken he is.
Hopefully this guy isn't injured.
Might be. He's having a
Are you
problem.
hurt or are you injured? What's the difference? Well, if you're hurt, you can still play. If you're injured, you can't.
He tripped.
Yeah, he's fine. He's just hurt. It just hurt. He just landed on his kneecap.
Robbie says, Dom man, how did he turn out this shite? I don't know. Chris like, hello, my hair is usually faded like Montez, but right now it's all over the place.
Yeah, I try to keep mine like that too. A little bit longer on top, but I try to fade it.
Mm-hmm.
Ditch vape. Christy Creamy plus there's gravy. I need to start watching Christmas shows.
We
Running
have
out of
been
days.
watching them.
Like 2.
Oh, whatever. We watched like a couple of them. We watched more than that. We watched 4.
I fell asleep with
more.
them on last night on that Hallmark channel or whatever.
Oh,
There's a
did
lot
ya?
of weird ones on. That's what's on right now downstairs. Because I had it on ESPN, but I was like,
This is dumb. I don't know.
well, I just don't want it to get loud and quiet. That's what sports do. Or if it's movies, it should stay at a pretty constant.
Riley says condom. He's just like one of them B-Tech gang thugs from an old school 80s, 90s film. Oh, such a bad actor.
He reminds me of somebody you would have saw in Karate Kid is getting beat up. Little Danielson.
Oh, right, ew. Robbie's like, I have skin fade like KO or The Miz. Chris says, I love going to sleep to Christmas Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
I don't like going to sleep with
I like the
TV
Christmas on Ice one that they just barely did. It's 2 actors. I have no idea. I watch these weird, like, gay movies. Mm-hmm. They're like just a happy-go-lucky story, the whole thing. There's never any, like, bad. It's actually pretty funny. I mean, you always have that, like, down right before the up.
Right.
But it's never terrible. Oh, yeah.
If that is like the actual one or not.
Oh. I was going to say we're back, and we are. But it's just earlier stuff. Carson Daly needs to get in shape. This is ridiculous. I need to call him or something.
Be like, dude, what's wrong with you? Don't be looking like no bag of milk.
Ridiculous. Like, now I feel like he's approachable. Like, when I was in, like, younger, I would approach him back then, too. Because I was cool. Yeah, cool is the other side of the pillow, but... You damn near cut him in half. Is he suspending him? Yeah, stop beating up officials. Don't make a whole bunch of accidents, because then it's on purpose.
Accidents mean purpose.
You son of a bitch! William Regal's going to take your job anyways, Postman Pierce.
Ew, God, no. I don't want to see him in the back
I don't
talking
want
to
to see him
people.
at all.
Chris says, cringy love story. Robbie's like, do you excited for main event Bliss? No, but I think film is. Robbie's like, is that bartender show any good? It looks dumb.
Has it started yet? They made it sound like it's starting tonight, but it could have already been on for a while.
Dude, I have no idea. I don't watch that kind of stuff.
Barmageddon.
Barmageddon, Jesus. I would have no idea. I don't watch that kind of stuff, so you'll have to figure it out for
She
yourself.
watches it.
I don't watch that kind of stuff.
She just watches it like on her phone. She's like, I don't watch it. It's great. It's got Nikki Bella.
Ew. God, no. Just for that makes me never want to watch it. Big boob Bella and her stupid out there? Yeah, no thanks.
Triple B. That one tall cowboy guy was like, yeah, she's really talented. I'm sure she is. She's one of the most talented I've ever seen. All right, Blister's coming out first.
I was like, Bobby gonna lump Pierce. I was like, D-Loki watches trash TV.
I wish she was working out with Esther.
It's hilarious, Robbie. Want to talk about somebody who watches trash TV? That would be Travis. Hallmark movies.
That's it.
Trash.
That's
trash
I don't
TV.
watch TV normally, though.
Exactly. And neither do I, really.
Just bedtime stuff.
Like, watch what? Modern Family on my lunches right now. Other than that, we watch movies.
FX.
What other shit do I watch?
Ooh, hamburger guy.
Oh, Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. That's not trash TV. That's just a fucking cartoon that's hilarious. Fucking shit's funny.
Nikki ASH.
Chris says, you know, Sasha just did this bar show for attention. Yeah, just like she's pretending that she was in a movie that she just finished. Was it a D-list movie? Can't be any good if she's in it.
Yeah. It's going to be the best movie of the year.
I think you watch it 500 times.
In 2024.
Robbie says, do your gal, Nikki Bella's on there from the adverts. Not mine, yours. I was like, do you watch 9 Day Fiance? That's trash TV. I don't, though. What's funny is you know more about it than I do, so you probably watch it, which is really gross.
Nikki
yes,
ASH looks like she's confused.
How confused is she?
Look at her.
So she's not sure how she's supposed to be bad, or
She's supposed to be cool or something. I don't know what she's supposed to be doing. She's like a fucking dork. This is the stuff, like, now I can see it sometimes when my mom goes, aren't you embarrassed to watch that?
That, yes.
It would be that.
That would be the embarrassment. The
like,
thing of it is like, do you get secondhand embarrassment?
No.
Because that's what that is. Like, if you're watching something and you can't watch it because it's embarrassing,
Right.
that's secondhand embarrassment.
I have heard of people getting embarrassed because, like, they were at a wedding and the groom coughed or something, and they're like, "Oh,
okay,
it's so embarrassed."
So that's different.
Oh, is it?
I mean, it could be the kind of the same thing. That's in a real life situation, right?
Right.
What I'm talking about is you're watching something that could be real or fake, right? A real show of people or a fake movie, right? And you're watching it, and the character does something embarrassing, and you feel embarrassed for them.
Right.
Like, that's what they consider like secondhand embarrassment.
You know, it's like you want your friends to watch wrestling, so you're like, hey, you know, like I want to introduce you to this sport. You can't show them goofy shit like that.
No. No.
Like, there's certain things you can do, you know, and they're like, eh. You're like, well, it's the wrestling part isn't the important part. And that's where you're starting to see it kind of change. Like, there's a bunch of fans that really care about what they're doing inside the ring. And it's like, the inside the ring stuff isn't the real part. You know what I mean? Like, the real part is the promos and what they look like. That's the shit that matters, because that's what people that aren't used to watching it are looking at.
Right.
You know, like if right now, if I called up like Scott Archibald or something and said, hey, Scott, turn it on, he's not going to turn it on and look at Nikki and go, oh, I want to watch this sport the rest of my life. He's going to turn it on and look at Scarlett Bordeaux and say, I could watch this next week.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, but she sucks in ring.
But she looks pretty.
What does that have to do with the price of tea? Like, the whole point is to get eyeballs to watch it.
Right.
The only way you're going to get eyeballs to watch it is that. They're not turning it on to watch a woman do a Hurricane Rana.
Right, no.
Like, oh, she did a Hurricane Rana.
She did a great move. I don't even know what they're called. I just jumpy jumps and flippy flips.
I'm just saying that. Now, if you're already a wrestling fan, you care about that stuff. I'm talking about getting new eyeballs on it.
Right.
Like, because you do want a match to at least flow. You
True.
know, you get Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler, and the next thing you know, you're going to be in a cardiac arrest.
Chris Akane says Sasha straight to streaming movie probably. Tyler Raymond Silva in the chat. Hey, Tyler. Nice to see you. Says, hi, guys. Happy December. Hello. Happy December. It is December the 5th. For us, anyways. Chris says, 90 Day Fiancé was funny. Haven't seen since the whole Brazilian chick was on. She was so demanding.
Was that the net guy? He's like, ugh.
The only reason why we know about it is because it was a meme. Like, he became famous for a meme.
Right. I don't watch that shit. I don't know what his name is.
I don't know his name.
He just had like,
I know, right? They showed him everywhere forever, and we had to like figure out what he was from. I was like, what the fuck? Who is this person? Chris is like, I don't call it embarrassing. I call it cringe. And Piccolo says, I've gotten over that. Embarrassing. Sheesh. Chris,
I don't call it I probably call it cringe now too. I'm just saying that my mom, like, she would walk in when I was watching wrestling, and she'd be like, "Aren't you embarrassed?" I'm like, "No, shit's great." As I have my shirt off, I'm in the mirror doing promos, flexing like Hulk Hogan. I'm like 8.
Chris says, probably the embarrassing part, probably when I was a kid in wrestling, I would say, is when they do their stupid catchphrases and hand gestures and such.
Right, like suck it.
Oh my god,
suck it. But I mean, who didn't do that?
And then
playing softball,
and then Kevin Owens like does it, and it's just fucking weird. Like, he does it, and I'm just like, ew.
Kevin Owens does so.
Yes, he does it before he does his weird like butt bomb thing or whatever he does.
The gutter or the Stone Cold gutter, whatever it's called.
Whatever the
Stunner.
fuck he does in the corners.
The stunner.
No, he does a summer.
Oh,
he does a somersault into him.
Yeah.
His butt bomb.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling it, dude, because it's stupid.
Becky just punched her right in the throat.
Bye-bye. The people in the audience were like, bye. The one dude right there, that was pretty funny, actually.
Becky.
People's like, Jim Cornette said work rate wasn't ever in the 80s wrestling vocabulary.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
It's like, I'll have to find the vid and forward it to you. Do it, man. Chris says, no neck Ed. Oh, God, that was his name.
Ed and Eddie.
Oh, God. Chris is like, damn, Becky with the zipper. Robbie says, Alexa is a ham roll. Pico says, scissor me, daddy, probably suspending kids.
The scissor daddy.
Scissor daddy. Scissor me, daddy ass. Could you imagine kids saying that crap in school? They're all out on
their teacher.
Scissor me, daddy ass. Go to the principal's office.
Why? It's wrestling.
You can't say that in school.
You don't know how many times I was told as a kid to not use any wrestling stuff in school. I can't say it. I can't do any of it.
Oh, Bliss. She's like, I'm going to wear some different type of pants to see if I can show off my butt.
Yeah, she's trying to get her butt back, I think, but it doesn't exist. She like Whitney Houston, and she done smoked it off. I don't know if she actually smoked it off, but it gone.
Why is she making such horrible noises? Chris says, oh, nobody clip D saying that for the record books. Be like, D loves the acclaimed. Ew, gross.
Who doesn't love the acclaimed? I saw some people on Twitter saying they didn't like the acclaimed, and I was like, how can you not like the acclaimed? Like,
I don't like the whole scissoring thing,
What?
but I like them. Like, I don't
Dude,
like
Max
their
Caster,
whole gimmick thing they have going on.
his raps are some of the best in the world of anybody rapping.
So her butt is coming out of her things.
Blister?
Like her nylon things that she has on her fishnet stuff are ripped on one side. So her butt cheeks just like, bleh. Look.
She got butt cheeks escaping.
Her butt cheek is escaping. Like literally escaping. Her butt is exposed. Anyways, Vindicator's like, all right, Delitha and Travis, since we know Becky is winning this.
You think Becky's going to win this?
I will check out and see you guys on Wednesday for Dynamite. See you then. And remember, scissors are not a toy. Bye.
Scissor
Vindicator.
Daddy.
I have a feeling that she probably isn't going to win this. Especially with who won the other one. But maybe, I guess, they could do a Bailey and
Becky next
Becky
week on
thing.
a Monday?
I don't know. I think that's weird. Just redecorate the place. Just do what you want. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this weirdness.
She stole his water and then put it all over herself. And now she's
She drenched
pretending
herself.
she's an ape.
Great babe. Great babe. She looks like she's put on quite a bit of weight, too. Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
She's been hanging out with Killian again. Killian Dane. All right, well, we're in a commercial, but we do have a little bit of Monday Night Football going on at 16-3. If the Tampa Bay is going to even compete in this game, they need to go, 92 yards to score a touchdown, 91 yards to score a touchdown here, and they got to do it quick. Tom Brady methodically gets him past the 20-yard line.
I was telling my brother that Kirstie Alley died. He is a huge fan.
Boy, really? I didn't know she had a fan. That's weird. I mean, she was pretty sometimes. Isn't she that one that would be pretty sometimes and then heavy?
Oh my gosh, she would be so pretty, and then she'd gain weight, and you're just like, what happened to you? And then she'd lose the weight and be pretty again, and you're just like, okay.
Who was the blonde that did that all the time, too? They made fun of her on South Park. She was there in Africa.
Oh,
feeding the-
Susan, no. Susan? Maybe it's Susan.
Yeah, Susan. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Southers.
Maybe?
Sally Southers.
Sally. It was
Is she the one
definitely
that-
S.
Is she the one that was in, with the two girls and the guy that lived in an apartment? Is that her?
No, that
Oh.
was a different lady.
Okay. Oh, he's still on his feet. Down to the 45-yard line.
Sally Struthers.
Struthers, yeah.
Yeah, she was the one that she was like, she's really fluffy now, but she used to not be fluffy, and then
Yeah.
she'd get fluffy, and then she'd be not fluffy.
Right. She did the feed. Then they get the little black kid delivered to their house.
This is why people think it's crazy that she looks like what she looks now.
Right.
Because this
Yeah.
is what people knew her as.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
and then she got fluffy, and people were like, what the
She
hell?
ate all the donations.
She ate all the donations. Yes. South Park. She ate all the donations.
All the poor kids in Africa are starving to death, and she's eating all the food.
Too funny. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, no, Sally was all in the Family. Yeah, she was in that one. Chris was like Kelly Clarkson. No, not her.
Sorry, but that's funny. I didn't realize how big she had got until I saw a car commercial.
A car commercial? Jesus, you haven't seen the Wayfair commercials that she's in? Can't miss her. I mean, granted, I shouldn't say anything. She looks good for as much weight as she does carry.
Right.
And she finally said she had an eating disorder, and that's why she was so skinny all the time. And she's like, I can't do that to myself anymore.
Yeah, but you don't take your eating disorder and go the other way with it.
I don't think she necessarily did. She did have a couple kids and stuff too. And so she just finally said, I'm not going to try to be what they think I should be. Like when she was on whatchamacallit and stuff. American Idol and through all that. She just, she kind of just was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure she probably should stop eating as many pies as she does, but still. She's kind of stayed that same. She's kind of been the same figure that she's at right now for like about the last 5 years. So
Right.
she hasn't really changed much. Like she hasn't gone like fatter or, you know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of thing. So
She's coming to that age now, though, where it's going to start hurting her all the time. Her body.
Yep.
Like just normal, like little things.
Mm-hmm. Robbie says, my internet lagged out for a sec. Sorry. Chris, like, no, Sally was all in the Family. And Robbie says, wow, she ate all the donations. Sally Struthers, Robbie. We're talking about South Park.
South Park.
It was a South Park episode.
I doubt she really ate all the donations.
And Sally Struthers was an advocate for feeding the children of Africa, like back in the 90s.
It was a big deal.
It was a huge deal that she was on. She was with it. She always did it. She was a huge advocate for it. And so they were just making fun.
Pass interference. They did. They went 91 yards. They're going to be all the way down there.
Wow. Damn.
But they got to score here, and then the defense has to stop them, and then they need to score again. The Tampa Bay's so weird. They do this. They come back at the end when it's too late.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they're on the one. Or if they're doing it, but the spot of the foul, it's the one.
Yeah, that guy shouldn't have grabbed him. He should have been looking for the ball, buddy. If you
Becky
jumped in
is
front
back
of
in
him
the
looking for
ring.
the ball, it's different.
Becky leg drop. Looking like Hulk Hogan off the top, too. And Nikki ASH kicks out. Becky should wear a skirt.
Right.
She looked really good in those skirts, those steampunk skirts.
Mm-hmm. Cash is in the chat. Hey,
Cash.
Cash. So Robbie says, yeah, I think I remember that episode. Film says, hey, look, I gotta go. I'm tired. Love you guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye. Peace out.
Have
Bless
a good
America
night.
and
We
women.
will be here.
Yeah. All the women. Even the ones you don't love. You should bless them all.
Got about 7 more minutes for this one. It could end early. Oh, DDT. That would have ended it. Nikki in the way again.
Technically, right, Becky is the better one out of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So,
Head and shoulders.
you know, you would hope that she would win. But considering what happened in the last triple, I don't feel that that's what's going to happen. I mean, Bailey's really good, so
Right.
it just seems weird, I guess.
They could have Nikki win this.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of a weirder one, but they still could.
Mm-hmm. Robbie's like, Bex with 80s fishnet tights.
Yep.
Dude, did you forget that Bliss is wearing the same shit?
Hers
Only
are ripped.
Hers got a rip in her butt. So her butt's just like
Half in and half
pooping
out.
out of it. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, she's
Bliss
decorated.
has she is a 5-time champion. So
She
it's
is.
not like she's a pushover.
Right.
Becky fell to the ground. She's laughing.
Of course she's laughing. Why would you not laugh? Cash says, who's your fave wrestler?
Probably Bray Wyatt right now. Modern day. I've been saying that for 5 years. I'm still waiting for him to wrestle now. He hasn't wrestled in 300 plus days. Oh, that's been longer than that, I think.
Yeah.
2 years. whenever the last time he wrestled was.
Yeah.
Is that WrestleMania?
Maybe.
In that triple threat match, or was that SummerSlam?
I can't remember which
It was
one
him
it
and Braun Strowman and Roman,
the
and
one
Roman
that he didn't
won it.
lose. Robbie says Nikki ain't bad, but Bliss is just washed. Chris says, "Oh, sometimes when I look at certain angles, it looks like Bliss is just wearing a shirt." Robbie's like, Bliss should have never scrimped and gone to Target for her tights.
Right. Get her, Becky. Was that a move?
No, it's just a push. It's just an unorthodox strikes. Yeah, indeed. Chris says Bray's last match was against Orton at Mania. Pico says heel Bex would have used the ropes.
Oh. Took her down too, and Blister interferes. Saves the day. Looking like Trevor Hoffman.
What? Yeah.
He's a closer, or was. He's a Hall of Fame closer.
Oh.
San
Robbie
Diego.
says Bliss, it's because of her so-called looks. That's why she gets about. Ew.
I don't think she's got that anymore, so now it's just got to be talent. Little bulldog. She didn't sell it very well.
No.
Not at all. She got bulldog and then picked up her offense. Oh, fuck. I forgot they gave Nikki ASH a title once. It was like for 2 weeks.
Right.
They're like, former champion. I guess she was. Nikki cross body. That's going to hurt Blister's back.
Ew.
They need to teach them that in school. How to capitalize.
How to capitalize. Robbie says, would you have Toxic Attraction on the main rosters?
Yes. I would. Within the year. Probably right after WrestleMania. That Monday after WrestleMania. Bring them up. Isn't there a women's tag team? Oh, wait. That's it, right? That Damage Control has it. I was like, isn't there a women's tag team title on the main roster?
Yes.
That's funny shit.
You're like, who are these people?
But yeah, to bring up some tag teams would be nice. I know they're adding depth all over in singles for the women, but they need to add some depth in the tag team.
Like real tag teams. Chris says, come on, one of these girls do a Yokozuna bomb. And Pico's like, man, it's too much Jerry Springer already. Oh, come on, Pico. You don't want Toxic Attraction up there, too? Why not? It'll be fun.
Mandy's a legit threat for World Championship, I think, too, when they bring her up. Her character change. Oh, that guy hit his own dude. Might have injured him.
That's always fun.
Uh-oh, pile driver on the ring apron. Becky gonna do a backdrop? Oh, it's like Nikki might be too heavy for her. Uh-oh, the man slam.
The man
She
slam.
couldn't pick her up.
Oh, fuck. She's like, you're too fat,
It's
bitch.
like you damn cow.
Like, you can't jump? What the fuck, lady? You gotta at least jump.
That might do it. Uh-oh, here comes Damage Control.
Why would they want this?
Because they don't want Bailey. This makes a lot more sense.
But
Because Becky can't... It doesn't make any sense for that match.
no. I mean, why are they... Because they would rather have
Bailey wrestle any of the
Nikki
other two. Yeah.
and be... okay, it doesn't make any sense, but sure.
Well, yeah, Becky's too much for Bailey. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow, they actually broke it and broke
shit.
themselves, too.
The
Go
table
Io Sky.
and Io. Io's so uncoordinated. It's ridiculous.
She's like, I think I hurt my face.
There it is. Twisted Bliss.
Is she going to win it?
Yeah. Twisted Bliss. 16-20.
That's silliness. Robbie's like, how did No Knees Tegan start wrestling again? It's who's bringing in the talent.
A favor.
I mean, he really likes her. I just feel like he's doing other things with her than just, bring her in for her talent. Robbie's like, oh no, LOL, and Pico's laughing. What are we laughing about? What's so funny, Piccola? Miguel's like, oh, ew, what's going on? I don't know, but it was weird.
We have no idea what just happened.
I don't know what's happening. Anyways, I do know that we're leaving.
Chris says, we're going to watch Barmageddon now, guys.
Nope, not
Just
me.
kidding.
Chris says, LOL, Triple H got Tegan on them knees, right? That's why she wasn't wearing her braces anymore. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate you hanging out with us for Raw. We will, of course, be here on Wednesday for Dynamite. And then again on Friday for SmackDown. All that good stuff. Hope everybody had a good time hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Martha says, I'm gone now. And Robbie's like, Triple H defo has friends with benefits. And Pico's like, no thanks. Yeah, exactly, Picola. I'm in agreement with the no thanks. You're stabbing your nails in me, a little poop. Anyways, says, good night, y'all. Good night, Picola. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Again, everybody else that's still out there in the chat, Robbie, Chris, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Talking, all that good stuff. Have a good night. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.